we talked about all the time. Ads. I have no one to talk to about this, by the way, because none of my girlfriends watch as much as I do, and and thinks I'm a man because the ads I'm getting. I go, their algorithm sucks because they have not established who I am at all.
That's actually a problem.
They think I'm into hot older women in my area, which I am one. They think I just want friends.
No, they know exactly.
They know what I mean. It's girlfriends. Lonely MILFs in my area. It's so funny. They're like, just go get a coffee with her.
Do you, instead of like, do you want to get it's like, do you want to have good combo? Single ladies.
I'm being targeted perfectly.
Columbus, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. We are coming to you very shortly. We just posted on social media The Devil's Work. It is an AI-generated artwork of me and Kevin, or I guess they put it in, I'm going to guess it was KFC Radio, Barstool Sports, live shows is what the AI prompt was. Is that accurate? Can someone say? No, Pavs did it. Maybe a banana was put in there because there's one where it's just the two of us sucking off a banana, like Lady in the Tramp style. It is perverted. It is one of the most perverted things I've ever seen. Since I've had to see this, you should all join and come out to see us. There are not a ton of tickets left, so that's good. But if you're in Cincinnati on 10/18, October 18th, if you're in Columbus on 10/19, October 19th, if you're in Pittsburgh on 10/20, October 20th, we will be there. We'll be at the Taft Theater, the Newport Music Hall, and the Stage AE. Come hang out. Come drink pirate water. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. We'll have the best time. Always having a good time.
All right, today's voicemails are brought to you by Stacker2 Energy. Whether you are on the go, like myself, like a single dad of two, trying to run back and forth to all of their events, while also I get my work done and live my life. Whether you are Feits, doing whatever fucking Feits does, whether you are competing in a game show, you need your energy, you need your vitamins, you need your supplements, and that's what Stacker2 brings you. How do they bring it to you? They can bring it to you in these little energy shots right here.
10,000%.
10,000%.
100 times 100.
Of your daily B12 intake. They've also got the chew gummies, which are little pink chew gummies that give you the energy and the supplements as well. Give you that caffeine energy throughout the day. And
that was right.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's 100 times 100.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You know that, like, you can just add the zeros together. Like, there's 4 zeros in 100 times 100. So 1 with 4 zeros.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's a little trick for you.
I'll use that again. Never.
Never again. It's probably the most useful thing I've ever learned, and John will never use it once. Second most useful thing I've ever learned is to bite back with the stack and go buy Stacker2 Energy Chew Gummies and Energy B12 shots at Dollar General, where they have all of your favorite Stacker2 products, or go to stacker2.com.
This guy calls in a lot.
Hey guys, what's something that you deal with that you're pretty sure it's just the universe giving you a big FU? My example is anyone that knows me knows that I don't like lotion. I prefer to be dry and flaky. I don't like to be slippery. It's just a sensation I don't like. I'm also riddled with eczema, whatever you want to call it. I got eczema on my elbows. I got eczema on my knuckles. I got eczema on my eyelids. I got eczema on my ass crack. Worst of all, I got eczema on my fingertips. To treat eczema on the fingertips, you're supposed to put your lotion on, and then you're supposed to put on cloth gloves, and then you're supposed to put on rubber gloves, and then you go to sleep. It's supposed to get better. No chance am I doing that. I don't even check my mail. I don't even go to the dentist. So what's something you have to deal with that it's just the universe saying F you?
Oh, okay.
I got skin disease, and I'm afraid of the thing that treats it.
Yeah, that sucks. That sucks. I mean...
Well, first of all, if you have this disease in so many places... Like, take the time to learn how to pronounce it.
Yeah, like
he said
no one in the world has ever said eczema.
He said eczema. Yeah. Like, imagine if I came to
eczema.
you and I was like, dude, I got bad news. I got canker. You'd be like, "What, dude?"
Dude, I've got AI.
It's metastasized, dude. I got canker everywhere. Just say the word and say eczema.
I'd be like, I hope you die. I hope you're dead.
I got canker in my toes. I got canker in my ass crack. I got canker in my eyelids.
I thought. I mean, saying you'd prefer to be scaly and dry, blows me away. Like, who in the world? But his version, saying the other side is being slippery. Like, if that's what lotion feels like to you. Like, to me, if I have dry skin and I put on lotion, I feel it like suck it up, and I like that. But if you're like this, I feel like I'm covered in cum. Like, I would be like, oh,
I'm somewhere in the middle. Yeah. I don't love it.
I'm actually surprised you're not like this. I can see you being like, yeah, I got fucking elephant skin. Who cares?
I put lotion on my face. I don't put it on my body.
Yeah.
I put like face moisturizer on. But I used to put it on my body. I'd feel sticky. I don't like. It's hard when you're a guy. It also just takes too much time. I get dressed wet. You think I'm gonna fucking take time to dry off, get re-wet?
No, the thing is, you're supposed to put it on when you're wet. It locks in the wet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll start doing it.
But.
I had a buddy who had eczema, and he would do the
glove thing,
and we'd like share a bed. It was like we were on a hockey team together, so when we travel, this is back in high school and stuff, so like they'd bunk up 4 to a room, and so 2 of us would share beds. And every night, watching him get to his name was Bennett. Watching Bennett get ready for bed was such a nightmare. I don't know if the gloves have been invented yet, because
it looks like
he would just do a white sock. So he'd get in bed with me,
Winnie the Pooh paws,
with a white sock just over his hands. I'm like, dude, don't fucking touch me tonight. With your socks.
He's put on his Gape gloves. I think my big thing was like the universe just fucking throwing me a sleepwalking fiasco that ruined my life. Like, that ruined my life as I know it. Ruined it.
Like it affected you. You got drunk once. Were you drunk?
No. I went out for a few beers. It was like a Wednesday night. I mean, I had probably 3 beers. That had nothing to do with it. I had just been robbed. My grandma died. I was away at school. People say it's stress induced. Throughout the rest of my life, every time I've like slept, walked, ran, whatever, I was stressed. So maybe it was that. But like, I mean, that was over half my life ago now. That was 20 years ago now. I was 18 when it happened. So for the majority of my life, I have just been dealing with the ramifications of that one night. Fucking brutal.
At least it wasn't a DUI.
Why? Who cares the fuck about that?
Well, people deal with that ramification too. Would you rather that or a DUI?
A DUI. Would you rather have 7 surgeries on your body or a DUI?
Yeah, in this line of work, DUI. I guess in most lines of work. I think right in college, you're nervous about DUIs because you're like, oh shit, I'll never get a job. But then once you get a job.
I feel like the world now is sort of the same thing as like sex tapes and nudes and stuff. They're like,
yeah.
Who doesn't have one?
Hey, who among us?
Listen, everybody's got herpes, has a sex tape, and a DUI.
America, baby. As for the, I think existence is a fuck you from the universe. Like not like like my day to day. Like I'm not like I don't want to be alive, but just like every little thing I have to do, every text message I get, every phone call I get, every email I get,
everything outside of like survival for you. It's like I want to eat, lift, watch
everything.
Anything else? Fuck it.
That needs to like just like being alive, like genuinely being alive is a fuck you from the universe. And like, and I don't mean that in like the depressing way and stuff like that. Like I just mean that like all the little tasks, anything I have to do where someone like just has to check in and make sure I'm still alive. That is a fuck you from the universe. That is a nightmare for me. Yep. It is not fun. It sucks. It's funny you said anything you have to do except like lift, drink, and shit like that. Like, dude, earlier this week, like when we were all like buddy and stuff like that, and I was talking to Will, and he was just like, he's like, you're the biggest meathead I ever met in my life. And I was like, dude, you just said that to
You
me?
just said
He's
that?
like, you just don't have thoughts in your brain. And he's like, you party a lot, you work out a lot, you eat a lot. Like, you're just, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess when you spell it out.
Check.
He's like, you just want to not think and lift weights and party.
Well, we talked about it with we had an interview with Nikki Glaser coming up, and you consume.
Yeah.
You consume things. You're like the
I'm a
aliens.
black hole.
You're the aliens in Independence Day. They go from planet to planet just consuming.
Yeah.
That's you, but like instead of planets, it's like hour to hour. And you're either consuming, the food or the booze or the TV show or like even like the workout is like you're
It is.
like an orbit that pulls
It was weird. It was like Nikki was saying that shortly after Will had said it. And I was like, oh, yeah. Like,
I got a thing here.
both people kind of pinned me pretty quick.
I think I don't know where I fall on this anymore. I've gone back and forth because of the mental health, revolution. Like the first time I learned that like you have anxiety or depression or any of the shit that I don't know if I have those things, but something's going on up there where they're like, you just got like a defective one. Like there's a wire short circuited, and like the same way that if you were born with like a fucked up foot, you couldn't walk, like your brain is just. And then, so when I heard that, I was like, man, that sucks. Like, there are people who just got dealt a normal brain and they don't think about any of this shit. But then I was like, I don't know, man. I think this is more nurture than just nature.
Yeah.
Like, you have a stressful life. Like, I can think of a few things that if those things changed, I don't think I would still be fucked up. I think it's just the outside factors,
Yeah.
So when I first thought of that, I was like, oh, the universe gave me a bad brain. It's like, no, you had a regular one that's fucked up by the rest of the shit the universe threw your way. I can think of other things the universe threw my way. The brain itself was fine.
I go back and forth with all of it. And you can trace the back and forth to when I'm not doing good versus when I'm
you
doing
are
good.
doing good. Yep,
It's
totally.
pretty simple. So I usually just shut the fuck up and
Live your life.
Speaking of that.
Jackie's in the crosshairs, I can tell. What are you about to say?
Just speaking about this whole mental health and all that good stuff. Jack, how you doing?
Oh, God. I'm fine.
Yeah?
Why?
I had to go get a charger off Pavs' desk today.
Oh, no.
Jackie has 2 copies of How to Be Single and Happy.
No, that's not my fucking. That's not my book, bitch. That was Alana's book. God, I can't
Not one copy.
I can't defend myself because it's
but
not true.
2 copies of How to Be Single and Happy.
In case the first one didn't work.
Sitting on her desk.
That's on Pavs' desk, first of all.
All right.
Second of all, not my books.
Oh, yeah?
That would be so sad and so depressing.
You just happen to have 2. Let me see.
No.
Is it just one?
There's 2.
Oh, there's 2.
They're not. They're
Bring them both in for the
not
visual.
mine.
How to be single and happy. Science-based strategies for keeping your sanity while looking for a soulmate.
Okay.
Let me read the back on it. Between swiping through dating apps.
Oh, wait, what's this one? Love yourself well.
Dude, not my books. Not my
Jackie
books.
has lost her fucking mind, folks.
Bro.
Let me read the back. Between swiping through dating apps, being ghosted, and hearing well-meaning questions about why you're still single, it's easy to feel, quote, less than because you haven't found your soulmate until now. How to Be Single and Happy will empower you to stop overanalyzing romantic encounters while getting over regrets or guilt about past relationships and help you identify what you want and need in a partner. But this isn't just another dating book. Drawing on her extensive expertise as a clinical psychologist, as well as a latest research and hundreds of patient interviews and key principles involving positive psychology, Dr. Jennifer Feits challenges the most common myths about women and love. I was going to say, I don't want to profile here, but I mean, this is the most female book that's ever been written. No guy in the world would ever need to read a page of this, but I thought, I don't know, maybe there are some guys out there that do this.
I'll tell you what, you read that?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll say I haven't said this. I'm newly single. So that did rain a little. I was like, I should probably read that. I keep that shit on my desk.
Wait, so these really aren't your books?
No, they really are not my books.
Well, Jack,
Also,
there's an extra one here for you.
I know a guy who should read this book.
Who?
He's not in this room. The Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg, this is a good book for ladies. I know a lady who needs to read this. Her name's Eric.
Nathan. So you gonna strap that helmet back on and get back out there in the dating scene?
Not yet, but maybe.
Well,
I
first-
think I'm done with the helmet.
First, you gotta find out how to be single and happy.
I think I'm like pretty good at. I think like my issue is I'm too happy being single.
That's not our issue. That's awesome.
No.
Yes,
like,
yes. I don't care what you're about to say.
But also, like, I will say that after having a boyfriend or like somebody for like a while, I was always really good at being single, and now it's like a lot. It's different.
Well, let me
Is
just
it
say,
better or worse?
Being alone feels a lot lonelier when you're used to.
Oh, I
Yeah.
strongly disagree.
You know?
well, let me push back on a few things here. One, yeah, that was a cup of coffee relationship.
Yeah, I mean,
Like you weren't,
it
in
was
it
7
for that
months.
long.
Like it was.
Yeah,
so-
and that's
7
enough.
months? That's pretty long.
Oh, that's okay. Okay,
Well,
I take that back a little
we
bit. That's
were officially dating for like 3 months.
okay. That's what I'm talking about.
But we were.
How
like,
often were you like, with each other, for the majority of the week where you got used to them being there?
Like ever since when we started like that first date, then we hung out like twice a week minimum. So like it wasn't like I was only talking to him. Like I would not like when I'm like talking to somebody like I'm like.
I don't do that either. I think that's weird.
Yeah, I think it's like,
Like-
I just like don't have the brain power for anybody.
I don't.
else.
Like,
Wait,
I'm,
you
like,
don't-
look,
what-
I'm,
what do you
I'm
don't do?
struggling to just hang out with you.
Yeah,
Like, when
I'm-
people have
yeah,
like,
exactly.
when it's like, well, we're not exclusive. Like the moment we have sex, we're exclusive.
Yeah.
In my mind.
Yeah.
I don't. You do whatever the fuck you want, but I'm not going to be spinning a couple of plates.
Right,
Like,
I'm just like
right,
one
right.
track minded where it's like I don't have time for like other, it's
Yeah,
like okay, I'll
yeah.
do you.
That's
Yeah,
it.
dude, the night's off. I want off. I
Yeah,
don't want to be
exactly,
fucking on a date with someone else.
There's a very good stage of a relationship, for me at least, and I think some people are like me. When I know, like, let's just say it's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm gonna be alone. Tuesday, Thursday, I'm gonna hang with her, and I know that it makes me cherish the time that I have alone.
Yeah.
And it makes me excited for the time with her, and it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dude,
honestly, I mean, as always, huge fucking disclaimer on this that I'm pretty bitter and jaded and all that shit. I think living together in the way that we do it, unless you find you're down to ride, like you find basically, when people are like, that's my best friend I'm marrying, and it's like, shut the fuck up. If you can find something like that where it's like, you just fuck your best friend, then yes. But everybody else, it's like, it's just like anything in life. If you just do it, you jam it together all the time, it loses its specialness, it loses its fun, it loses, it gets harder to enjoy. And it's just like, I feel like I used to be like, you should live together first so you get a feel for it. And now I'm like, I don't think you should live together ever. Live together once you have kids, you have to. But until then, like, have separate apartments or separate bedrooms or like make sure you can live together, but it's like there are nights where we either leave the apartment and go out, or like there's a night where I'm playing video games and you leave me alone and I leave you alone, and then you have your moment. You know what I mean? Because it's like watching the same shit or eating the same shit or going the same places. Eventually, you're just like, this is just normal, whatever,
It's also, I just read like a study. Well, I saw TikTok that was like, couples who move in together before marriage are much more likely to break up, because then you bring in finances when you don't need to bring in finances at that point. So if you're like, I don't really know if this is gonna work out, but you're like, but we live together. It's like the same thing with marriage, where it's just like, but you could have gotten out earlier when you see the signs, and then
it's funny. Like, if you go down a serious relationship road, you feel like you're trapped in a bad one, and you're like, I can't break up with them now, and it's like, this is always the best time to break up with them.
Yeah.
Right now, every single second is a second that you've been together longer. As you go down the road, maybe you propose, maybe you have a kid, maybe you mix finances, maybe you buy a house, or maybe it's just this is another minute, day, week, month, year that they are like falling in love with you or growing to need you and be codependent or whatever. And so like, if you think it's hard now, it's going to be impossible later. So just fucking do it now. And even with engagements, I feel like people get engaged and they're like, it's too late now. It's like, technically that's just the beginning. You can fucking, I don't know, tell the family I'm sorry, and they keep the ring. There's some fucked up
buy it off.
Some shit that you do have to deal with. It's not just a breakup. Man, it's funny when you go through the levels of breakups. You know, there's like dating like this. There's living together. There's engaged. There's married, and then there's kids. You know, and it's like when I am going through what I am going through with divorce and having to co-parent, and you can't really move on. You have to just be together all the time. When I see like a breakup like Jackie's, I'm like, that doesn't count. That's not a breakup. I'm like, it's so rude and dismissive of it, but I'm like, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fucking fine. This is not even a thing.
She's got her books.
It's like, yeah, she got her books. She got her books.
Shut the fuck up.
I brought that topic up knowing, like, I brought that up in a window where you could cut it out if you wanted to.
Oh no.
But
No,
I
that
didn't
was
realize
hilarious.
they weren't your books.
What?
So, I didn't realize they weren't your books.
Oh,
so.
you thought that they were genuinely my books?
Yeah.
Do
I
I
mean, they're
look
sitting on
like-
your desk. Why wouldn't I think they were your
Yeah,
books?
I know, but like, do I look like somebody? Do I look like somebody who reads? First of all,
I thought you were gonna say,
Can I
do I
get
look
this
like
book and a
somebody
TikTok,
who needs
please?
help being single? No, do I look like someone who reads books?
but I will say, like the other day, I was like, fall is like really hitting this month, and I was like, why? Like normally I hate fall. I hate Halloween. I hate like everything about fall, and I was like, I'm like loving it this year, and I was like, maybe it's just because like I'm a little sadder this year. I think
Sad boy season.
Speaking of
So I
sad,
just-
new
I
Sad
just-
Boy merch on sale.
I
I
actually
don't know
came up
when.
with sad boy season. I was like, it hit. I get it now.
Oh,
okay?
you invented Sad Boy
I
season?
invented sad boy season.
I don't know. I honestly don't know if they're on sale yet. They will be at some point. I fucking love these sweatshirts. That the internet ruined everything.
Yes.
Whoa.
There's. I'll put the hood up. You can see the hood there.
You're just. You're just not showing it to the camera at all. No. Okay.
That good?
No.
Isn't
but
it?
hold on.
Isn't that your job, Jackie?
Well, yeah, I guess, but it's like he wasn't turning around. Like he wasn't being like limber enough.
Oh well, if you need
How
to be
much-
limber,
is this
like
good?
forget it.
What?
Is this good?
I honestly, I'm having.
We'll just cut in. We'll,
No,
we'll cut a
wait, one more time.
we'll cut a picture of the.
Okay, again, you're not like turning around. Nope, just turn a little bit more towards me. Yeah, perfect. Oh wait, sorry, I forgot to cut to. Okay, no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say the total opposite, Jackie. I thought you were gonna say you're like living and thriving, because I feel like while there's sadness in a breakup, if you are truly starting to feel trapped, and then you have to go through the pain or the heartache of breaking up, being the person who hurt somebody.
Well, that's.
But once that's over, and you're like, oh wait a minute, I'm free again. I can go party. I can go have sex. I can go sleep on the couch. I can go not do anything. Like the friends that I wasn't allowed to see anymore. Like I can go fuck that girl that you said was a threat. Like all the things that's just like, oh, I have my life back. And that's when things are really bad. But I also just feel like even if you have a fine relationship and it just doesn't go places, the regaining of freedom, I think, should always be a very positive thing.
Yeah, but you know what? I actually wanted there's not any, like, it's always better to be broken up with, because there's no all the
I agree.
songs are for people who like break up or have gotten broken up with, and then every single song just reminds you like, oh, I'm the bad guy. I'm the
Yeah.
bad guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
the
know
only
what?
song for the breaker upper is Ride of the Valkyrie.
Oh, okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
It really is the system and the whole market is not designed to make you feel good about breaking up with someone.
Yeah.
But it's like you are going through your own
Jackie, you
trauma.
should write a sad song about
Should I
it.
write a sad song about it?
Yeah.
Does Taylor not have one of those?
Like, this sucks. I wish you were better.
No, I also want to say he was great, and it was exactly what Kevin was just talking about. It was one of those things where like I got to a point where I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I don't know if there's like a full future. Like I was overthinking, and I was
You're
like,
super young.
Okay, then
It's just
then fine. We'll change lyrics.
easiest now.
This sucks. I wish I was different.
I'm just like, I just got to do this, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, no,
We'll
you got a
figure it
good
out.
start. You got a good start.
Yeah.
But yeah, there really is no.
Maybe like a rap.
There's no like.
Maybe rap.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I don't think so.
Right?
I'd say no.
It's kind of my song. So.
No, yeah, you can do whatever you want. Sure.
I feel like nobody ever checks in. Like, hey man, how you doing? Like, you crushed that person's soul the other day. Are you okay with that? And I get why, but also it's like, that's not an easy thing to do. And I would so much rather be able to play the victim and play the anger card to get over somebody. Whereas it's like the other way around is like, I just don't prefer this life with you.
Yeah.
That sucks to have to say to somebody. Let's do one more voicemail, or are we done?
Yeah, let's do one more. KFC Radio is sponsored by BetterHelp. Do you ever feel like your brain is getting in its own way? Like, you know what you should do, what's good for you, but you just can't do it? Therapy helps you figure out what's holding you back so you can work for yourself instead of against yourself. That's a hugely important thing. You don't want to be a kamikaze pilot. You don't want to make your own path harder. Therapy can help you see the path clearer. They can help you be a guide. It is the best way to live your best life. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It is entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. All online. Can be text, can be voice, can be video. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. Don't have to wait in the waiting rooms. Can just go to BetterHelp.com. Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/KFC today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/KFC.
It's been a minute.
What's up, girl?
But fun fact.
Fun fact,
carrots, not particularly beneficial to eyesight. I mean, healthy overall, but that was actually propaganda created by the British government during World War II as a means of keeping it under wraps that they were developing radar technology to attack the Germans when they would blitzkrieg at night. So they would say, oh my gosh, eat all these carrots and it's going to give you good eyesight, yada, 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 to hide the fact that they were like developing secret radars. So yeah, carrots.
How does
Just part of the Allied propaganda machine.
How does that hide their secret machine?
Wait, what happened? Sorry.
Carrots don't help your eyesight. That's
I knew that. I just learned that yesterday. The bracket coming out is things you learned as a kid that aren't true at all. Is everything. It was a list of
So
16.
many things.
The only 16 things in this world I know to be true.
Yeah.
All of them wrong. Milk, not good for your bones.
Bones? Wow.
It's actually bad for your bones.
How a ruse to keep German pilots confused. I just don't get. Somewhere on the journey, the message that carrots are good for your eyes became disfigured into improving eyesight. During 1940, the Blitzkrieg, the Luftwaffe often struck under the cover of darkness. In order to make it more difficult for the German planes to hit targets, the British government issued citywide blackouts. The Royal Air Force were able to repel the German fighters in part because they're developing a new secret radar technology. The onboard airborne reception has the ability to pinpoint enemy bombers, but to keep that under wraps, the ministry provided another reason for success. Carrots. Oh, so they were using the radar and able to pick everybody off. And they were like, how the fuck are they doing this? And they're like, we've been eating carrots. And they believed it.
That's pretty good.
How about this? Royal Air Force night fighter. That's a dope, night fighter. John Cunningham, nicknamed Cat's Eyes, was the first to shoot down an enemy plane using AI. He later racked up an impressive total of 20 kills, 19 of which were at night. The ministry sold newspapers that the reason for this success was because pilots like Cunningham ate an excess of carrots.
That's sick.
The ruse, meant to send German tacticians on a wild goose chase, may or may not have fooled them as planned. I mean, it fooled the whole world.
Yeah, dude, fooled my grandma.
Imagine the Fuhrer, we must get the carrots! Wipe the carrots out! They're too good! That would be unreal, man. That's a great story, whether it worked or not. That's a great tale. So we'll end on the fun fact. That's a great one. And we'll get into our interview with Nikki Glaser.
Oh, I'm reading that right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Gary Goldman's book.
He is the best.
He is the best.
He's so fucking nice.
He's so nice and so smart.
Yes, and just genuine, and also in a world where everyone is mental health this, mental health that, and the struggle he went through. Where
Yeah.
It's that's
I called him when I was
fucking
losing
mental
my
health
mind.
struggle, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the guy who You know.
He
I was ready to
funny.
go
We
into a
asked him.
hospital one time because I was just so depressed during COVID, and I was like, God, like no one. I don't know even what that would look like. Like
Yeah.
I just don't want to be here anymore. And so I called Gary, and he's like, "You're not ready to go yet." Like, I was like, okay, good.
Like an honest, like
Yeah.
Like, listen, this might
no
be in the cards.
judgment,
This
but
might
I'm
be in
just
the
like,
cards,
what is
but-
it gonna look like? Because
Yeah.
like you don't know. Like, are they gonna keep me forever?
Yeah,
But,
that kind of stuff scares me about like checking in anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need to know I can check out whenever I want.
Yeah.
Like,
Because I was in a psych
no
ward when I was
bullshit, like-
17 and I couldn't check out. It was
Really?
fucking horrifying. Yeah.
I
it
read an
sucked.
Am I the Asshole the other day. We do a lot of those hypotheticals on here, and it was like the guy was like, he sent his teenage daughter away to like a Dr. Phil camp, and then she was like 17 and a half, and it was like a 6-month thing, and she turned 18 and she never came home. And they went to the police, and the police were like, "We've been in contact with your daughter," and she said, "I'm an adult, and don't tell them where I
No.
am." And and the guy was like, "Am I an asshole for it?" And I was kind of like, "Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so." I think
For
you
wait,
dump-
sending your daughter for
I-
sending
I-
it.
the way this story sounded, it was like you
just
dumped
wanted to
a
get
problem
rid of-
child. Yeah.
Yeah. My
It
mom
was
went
not
to
like
Dr. Phil too. People don't know what to do with their problem kids.
Well, how
And
bad
everyone
were you?
thinks I was 16, 17. I was anorexic, and my mom was like, "We
But
should
that's
go to
not
Dr.
bad.
Phil."
That's
But like, what is? It's the same as drugs and stuff.
But,
it's
but
like
I'm saying
kinda-
you're not like a criminal. You're not like, you know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right.
the Dr. Phil
That's
people are
why-
like, I want to like fight my mama and shit. And it's like,
Yeah, that's
it's like
true.
this is
I
just
was
a girl
like,
who has
sad and
problems,
thin.
you know?
Yeah.
Do you wanna know?
But
You
like,
got it?
no, thank you.
I was just
but,
sad
like,
and thin.
But that is
That's
the-
like
the
every
fear
girl
with kids.
ever, right?
Yeah.
I'm sad.
And we
well,
hope.
Hopefully, yeah. I was gonna say,
That's gonna be
hopefully.
my merch. Sad thin girl.
And then so you went away, and
Yeah, I
and
went.
it was like one of those like camp
Well,
type things.
are we on?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I was I was like 17, about to be 18, and I was like I just figured out how to starve myself, and so I did it really quickly, and at first it was like I was like pretty hot, like I was like finally dropped like the weight that I'd carried all of high school since I stopped doing sports and started doing drama, and like eating 8 bowls of cereal every day after school, watching Oprah, and
Fuck yeah.
it came off, and then all of a sudden I was like really popular. It's like because you look when
so
you lose
fucked.
weight, you get so much attention. It really is true. Like everyone, your world opens up, but then it closed very quickly
Can I
because
ask, like,
everyone got.
You were big. You were never.
I was not big, but I was like
'Cause,
probably
like,
like a
your
size
figures-
10 back then, which is a size 4 now.
I know,
Like
they
you know what I
fucked
mean?
you guys
Like
on that.
the sizing
Yeah.
is so fucked. I have a new joke. Can I try it out?
Sure.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
so like I love fast fashion, and even though I know like it's horrible and like you're
Wait, yeah,
obviously
yes, you explain
contributing
that to me, though, before you tell
to
the joke.
what was it?
What's fast fashion? I don't know.
Fast fashion being like, you know, it's made in China
Oh, okay, yeah,
for
got it,
cheap
got it,
and
yeah,
by
yeah.
probably
Totally.
children, but you can't help it because it's like I like the sizing of it because it makes me feel better about myself because usually I'm a size 6 and I just got this dress from Shein, which is notoriously one of those places, and I checked the tag and it's a size help me in Korean. And I think that's really it's tiny. So I'm excited about that.
I like that.
So I wasn't like fat or anything, like, but I was uncomfortable. I hated my body and all those things. And then I finally was like, you know, like I think everyone jokes about, I wish I was anorexic or I wish I could get an eating disorder, especially in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Like we were all saying like, can I
sure.
please catch it?
Yeah.
And yeah, and then
you
I
did.
did. I literally caught it. Like it just made sense to me. It was easy for me to do. And but then it goes from being like you look hot. I looked hot for like maybe a week and got attention, and then my friends all caught on, and then they got mad, and then they told teachers, and my parents were all like kind of in denial about it because I would just pretend like, oh, I'm going to a meeting after school. Like I could never eat dinner with my family, so you just avoid it. But then it got to be like I was like really scary skinny, and
that happens. Sorry to interrupt you, but that happens just like that's just body dysmorphia because like anyone knows like an anorexic person looks unhealthy.
Oh, thank
But like
you.
when
Dinner.
you're that little, that skinny,
You read my mind. I could smell it. I was like, when is he going to offer that to me?
when
Yeah,
you
it's
just
body
don't-
dysmorphia for sure. Which we all have now,
Yeah.
and I will always have. But I knew I was thin.
But
It
you knew
wasn't
you were, like,
about
too thin.
wanting to be thin. At some point, like at first it was. Actually, it never was. Like the reason I stopped eating, I always wanted to be thinner for sure. But the reason it ever took hold was like I was a prude all through high school, and I never kissed a boy, and I didn't have a boyfriend, and like it was my senior year. I'd kissed one boy on like a truth or dare thing. It didn't even count.
You didn't kiss
And
till
then-
senior year of high school.
I know. Well, junior year, I had my first kiss. but he gave me mono, and he was cheating on his girlfriend on spring break
Yo,
with a girl on our school.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's like check,
And he was the hottest guy in my school too.
Yeah,
And
four checks.
the
Let's
only
go.
reason I got him was because he and his friends, like the popular boys, were on spring break in the same place that me and my like kind of dorkier friends were, and they were striking out with like the local
hot-
girls.
Yeah.
But they had value with us. We were like, we'll hang with you, and so I got
Dude, that
Larry Stream.
So that happened almost the reverse of that. We went to the Bahamas, I think my senior year of high school, and not like on purpose, but like we were happy about it, that we went with a crew of girls that we were all horrifically friend zoned in, but all like loved.
yeah.
And we were like, my parents were like, you can only go if there's chaperones, and we just picked like the parents who don't give
Would
a
let
fuck.
you drink.
Yeah. And we got to the Bahamas, and there was a third group of guys from a high school like 2 towns over, and they just fucked all of those guys.
No.
And we were just like, fuck this.
God,
It
you're so
was-
close.
it
You had them
was-
isolated away from
I got it. Yeah.
Oh no!
I was by the Vandersloot and
Oh.
shit, and it was like they would fucking like hang out with us and like do shots and party, and then it was like time to have sex. See you later, losers later. Goodbye.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
Dude, I did that once in high school. We went on spring break to the Bahamas. My junior year of high school. I might have been a sophomore, and went to the Bahamas. I was in love with a couple of the senior girls who came with us, and I was a sophomore, so
This is the way.
I wasn't really drinking that much, but
Yeah.
like I was like, I love these girls, and so partied on the beach first day there. Drank so much I passed out. Woke up hours later, just
Sunburn.
like the worst
like
sunburn
you
I've ever
should
had in my life.
gone to the hospital.
Like
Yeah,
should
probably
have,
30-degree
for sure.
burn type shit.
For the rest of the trip,
Oh.
I would lay in a dark room, and the senior girls who I wanted to
would rub out.
attract,
They would rub aloe
They
on
take
you.
turns coming in every 2 hours to put aloe on me.
Hey, you
Okay.
getting some action, baby.
Turn around.
And I thought maybe I'm making a little headway here while I'm getting my aloe massages. And I finally get out on the last day, and I was like, yo, where's Amanda? And they were like, she's down on the beach with a guy whose name I don't remember. He was a local guy from the Bahamas who we met out. And it was like we were staying like a private
hope
house. So
she
it was
was
a private
murdered.
I was
beach.
gonna say, so don't worry though,
Screw
she's
her.
fucking dead. Yeah.
No, she was getting fucked pretty hard, guys.
Oh my God.
Like it was like a private beach, and like I walked down, it was just getting
you saw
fucking.
it?
I saw it, and I was
Oh
like,
no!
I was like, well, back to the dark room.
Ah,
This happens every 6 months. He tells a story.
story that like breaks your heart, and you can't believe he hasn't told it yet.
Yes.
Yes.
His name was
How
like it
do
was
you-
like
I'm so jealous of
Alistair
people
or
like this
something
with
like
so many
that.
stories.
Bro, and every one of them is
Alistair,
his
no.
villain origin story where I'm like,
Yeah.
of course you're like
This
this.
all makes sense.
She rubbed your body for a week, and then you went to like profess your love when you were healed. It was like a Nightingale effect, and she was getting fucked by Carlos. It's like,
Oh
of course.
my
Yeah,
God.
Of course
And
you are the way
not
you
that
are.
it matters, but if you're listening, you better believe he was black.
Not that it matters, but it totally
Doesn't
did.
matter at all. But when you're a 15-year-old white kid from fucking New England,
that just
It
got
matters.
sunburnt because of your lack of melanin.
you walk downstairs and there's an adult drug-dealing black guy banging the girl you loved. They met him. They met him at one. We were on Harbor
God.
Island. There were 2 bars there. There was Vickers, and one other bar. And I guess I wasn't there. I guess how they
wrong
met is
night, yeah.
He's just selling coke outside.
That'll do it. That'll do it every time. That'll do it every time, bro. That is one. That
like,
might be
guess
one of
this-
your best. Jackie, we never told that, right? That's fucking insane that you just dropped that one.
Sad, and the fact that you were laying down for a whole spring break
Like,
in
Borderline dead.
It was so we went to
in
the
a
Bahamas.
dark
We
room
went to
getting
Nassau
aloe
first, and
rubbed on
then
you.
Harbor Island. So it was like we were gone for 1 week. Harbor Island was probably a few days. My entire time in Harbor Island. I was
God,
like,
how many times have you just gotten so drunk that you you've passed out somewhere and something's happened to you? Have you gotten drawn on? Have you gotten like?
No, not that often.
Really?
No,
You learned your
because
lesson?
he doesn't pass out.
Oh, really?
He
Yeah,
just
I mean,
goes.
Something about the sun, maybe.
I've never
that made you
seen.
pass
I've
out?
never seen anybody consume like he consumes. Just things,
Okay.
all things.
Well, this maybe was before Red Bull and like something keeping you up while
Well,
where
it was,
we were
it
mixing.
was cocaine.
Oh, that's right. I forgot
Maybe Red
that
Bull
you
didn't exist, but cocaine did. Yeah. Actually, one of my favorite things is when you are storytelling, you'll be like, you'll say what time of day it was or night, morning, whatever,
Yeah.
and then you'll be like, It was on account of the cocaine. You
Yeah,
say on account of the
never
cocaine. I
did
always fucking
cocaine.
I've never done it once.
And so I just, it's almost, I've been offended it's never been offered to me. It's like, people just don't think I'm cool enough for it, or like,
That's
they're already
surprising.
like, we
Even
don't
in the
like your
industry?
stories,
Like,
so we
once you-
don't. No, it's never happened.
That feels crazy.
I've done. I mean, I've done it before because I was opening for Doug Stanhope, and it was like one of my first opening weekends ever. I was in college still, and I was so scared of him because he's just seems to be like, to me, he's
That's
appeared to be like a mean comic. Yeah. So I avoided him all weekend. I would just bring him on stage and then run away. And then at the end of the week, he was like, he was on stage and was like, that girl has not talked to me all week long. She doesn't come in the green room. And he was like, come up here. And so he was really friendly to me. And then afterwards we hung out, and we were in this in his hotel room until the crack of dawn, and they were all doing coke, and I was just kind of around it, and I've never seen it before, but I was just like, oh my God. And I think they offered it to me, but I was like, no. And then he got a call that his car ride was there to pick him up for like a 6 a.m. flight, and so they're like, he gets a call, and he's like, I gotta go. Does anyone want to take this? I don't, and I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll
take your drugs.
Take it.
yeah, like I have
I'll flip
friends.
that shit.
Yeah. And he thought I meant like I'll do it, like I'll help do it, and so he handed me a rolled up dollar bill, and I was like, then I have to do it. I just agreed. It was like, it's not even my fault. It was like, I have to do it. And so I did it. And then my ADD was cured, and I went home and I wrote a paper that I needed to and cleaned my room. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And then I've taken ADD meds since, like, for, been prescribed them, and I feel it's the same.
It's the same.
I
it's-
am long-winded. My throat hurts at the end of the day from talking too much. And I read everything, and I want to consume everything, and I love life.
Yeah.
Everything's great.
The next day is gonna be pretty tough, but
Yes, and
it's
then
gonna be a lot
I'm
of fun.
depleted. That's why I can't do ADD meds. Like, they really help me, but I get really depressed the next couple
My
days
crash
after.
would be worse with when I don't really do either anymore, but like I would do like in college or like early 20s, whatever. After like you take whatever upper you could get your hands on. Like, oh, we only have Adderall this weekend. Fine,
Yeah.
Adderall. You do coke. I can get coke. All right, we'll do coke.
But do you
And-
find them different? Because I haven't
Yes.
done enough. I've only done coke once.
Significantly. And
So
and
what do they feel? How do they feel different to you?
It sounds normal, I'm sure, but like it feels a lot more medical.
One makes your nose hurt.
Yeah. One
No,
makes
sorry.
me sneeze and have nosebleeds.
Yeah.
Like the Adderall to me was like a lot more like it made the Adderall felt crazier. Like
Really?
and I
Right?
would
Like-
jaw like a lot
Yeah, my
harder.
jaw
I
clenches.
don't really jaw with coke, but like
Right.
with Adderall, I'd be like "Grrr," it would hurt.
That is the
I just
that.
feel empty.
Yeah.
I just feel like the most interesting empty person. Like but there's a part of me that also feels like I can do anything because of ADD meds, where I've felt that coked up thing. I've sold TV shows. I've come up with crazy ideas that I've like sent an email, and then all of a sudden it's happening, and I'm like,
Holy
the next
shit.
day you're like, no, I don't
Coke
have the
promises.
serotonin to make that happen.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
write that thing, but things
Right.
have happened because of that. So it's like
Yeah.
I wonder. I really struggle with it because I am prescribed ADD meds, and for my I have like really bad depression, and ADD meds kick me out of it instantly. Instantly, everything is fine. I have no suicidal thoughts. I couldn't even imagine having one. And literally an hour before, I can't get out of bed. And so it gets me out of it. So there's this like amazing effect of it. I don't have depression, but then I am wired all day, taking meetings, doing Zoom calls, coming up with ideas, putting things down the pipeline that I don't have the energy or
do,
really
ever.
wherewithal
Yeah,
to end up
yeah,
doing.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and I also have extreme guilt
but then
about
if you
it.
do need to for like professional reasons or whatever, you do more of it. To
Yes.
you know what I mean? It's
and
like,
then I took some the other day to just because I had a long day, and then I couldn't sleep that night, and I just have guilt about it because when I do take ADD meds, I realize like I feel like I'm doping, like I feel like I'm Lance Armstronging, like I'm cheating
yeah.
because if everyone did this, and every doctor always tells me it doesn't have this effect on everyone. You're broken, and it makes
It's
you work
fixing
like a
you.
normal person that has enthusiasm for their day. Like,
But-
and
so-
I go,
so then
no,
wait,
no,
wait.
this is next level. This
Yeah.
makes sense why John Mulaney was so prolific. Like it all kind of made sense to me when it came
Yeah.
out. Like what he was, not that he isn't still, but there's some. You watch
That-
some of those specials and you go, oh, that's why it's so. I don't want to say overwritten, but like written so specifically and like attention to detail.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was
The
I also
idea that
think,
gets you
though-
back to like, normal.
I think
is
that's a
bullshit.
big pharma lie.
No joke. That really
Like,
is. That's the kind
everyone
of shit
I've
they
ever
do.
met in my life who has been prescribed it or whatever is like, oh yeah, it just gets me fucking going. Like no one's like,
oh, I just feel like a normal person now. They're like, I'm fucking zooming.
yeah.
I agree. I tell my doctors this
normal
though
people
because I
aren't like
feel guilty about it. I don't want to dope. I don't want to achieve things in life because I'm cheating in any way. It, like really doesn't sit well with me, and so I really struggle to take it.
I'm just worried about it being dangerous or some shit, but if you can get it. Fuck it, who cares?
I don't like it because I don't want to be good because I'm on speed. Like, but I guess I'm on speed in terms of like I need caffeine.
No, but
like,
you're like great
Yeah,
on
right.
speed. It's like Barry Bonds. You probably don't
that's
know
a good.
baseball.
No, I do.
but
I
yeah.
watch 30 for 30s
Okay.
all the time.
Barry Bonds, like everybody says, he was a Hall of Famer. Without it, he's an immortal with it.
Yeah, you're right. Like, not everyone could be Barry Bonds if they took
You
what
could
he did.
Juice me up, and
That's
I'm
a
not
really
hitting
good
the
point.
baseball,
Okay,
you know?
I'll keep doing it.
Yeah, there you go.
HelloFresh. HelloFresh is literally what keeps me alive. We talk about this all the time. Every Monday, I get my meals for the week. If it wasn't for HelloFresh, I would be dead. No dishes, nothing. Crazy schedule can make it easy to fall back into your dinner time recipe rut. Keep mealtime exciting, very exciting, to be honest. I have to have my meals in by Wednesday. I get very excited to sit down Wednesday afternoon and pick what I'm going to eat for the next week. There are 40 recipes to choose from every week, so there's always something delicious to discover with HelloFresh. With so many in-season ingredients, you'll take the freshness of fall in every bite with HelloFresh's chef-crafted recipes. Produce travels from farm to your door for peak ripeness that you can taste. HelloFresh does all the shipping and meal planning for you. Ingredients arrive at your door, pre-portioned and ready to cook, along with picture step-by-step recipe cards. Those are very important because I'll be honest, people like to think I can cook because I cook HelloFresh all the time. If I lose a single recipe card, I'm out to pasture. I got no idea what to do. It is that easy. Even though fall can feel jam-packed, HelloFresh makes whipping up a home-cooked dinner actually doable with quick and easy recipes, as well as 15-minute options, fit and wholesome. That's where I'm living lately. Hall of Fames. There's all kinds of great stuff. That's less time. The less time it takes to get it. That's all in less time it takes to get delivery. Delivery takes like 40 minutes. They charge you $1 billion. HelloFresh, you can get all of that on Monday. Cook it up faster. It's way more. It actually, to be totally honest, HelloFresh has kind of ruined delivery for me. Sometimes I'll be like, you know what? I'm going to be a little nasty. I'm going to get delivery tonight. And then delivery comes, and I'm so excited, and it gets there an hour and a half later, and it's not good. It's never as good as a HelloFresh I've made myself. You can turn to the HelloFresh Market for yummy add-ons and enjoy the season's limited-time fall flavors lineup. Feast on desserts like apple cider cake, caramel sauce, apple cider cake with caramel sauce, or please a crowd with appetizers like the BBQ pulled pork nachos. And don't forget the mini pumpkin cheesecake, you say. Been on a big cheesecake kick lately. It's the most delicious thing in the world. So just go to HelloFresh.com/50KFC and use code 50KFC for 50% off plus free shipping. This is, you're going, just take it. Just take a week of basically free food. If you're someone who orders all the time, just take this week of HelloFresh. Use it as a trial run. I promise you will not be disappointed.
You said something earlier that made me think of what we had to start the conversation with, and I wanted to ask it. Kevin said he's never seen someone who consumes like me, no matter what it is.
Same.
Like I eat whatever.
I'm
think it's the same.
consuming all the time.
Oh,
You don't know me.
You're a human, right?
Yeah.
This man is a bear.
It's
really?
great. You
But
should
how
see the
are you
pile of
thin
trash.
then?
I exercise.
He does.
So you consume that too. So
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
like that's another thing.
Yeah.
So you're counteracting the binging with the exercise binging.
Yeah.
So you have you're just spinning plates.
Yeah.
You're
That's exactly what my therapist used
Yeah.
to say.
So
You're
you're-
spinning too
it's
many plates.
exhausting.
And I was like, well, I'm having a good time doing it.
Yeah, okay, so you are.
But yeah, I'm
That's
enjoying
good.
it. But you've used a couple of words that I'm like, yep, that's exactly where we're going. Why the anorexia and not the bulimia?
Well, because I tried bulimia. Bulimia doesn't really work.
Is that it?
Anorexia makes you thin, and it feels superior because I started anorexia, so I always thought I'm never gonna throw up. Like that's so lame. It doesn't really work that well. It's gross, and I was like, I felt like better then because anorexics are like, I'm clean. I don't consume. I don't even shit because nothing's in me. Like I'm clean. It's like a clean, like a perfectionist kind of disease to have. And the reason it came on, which I was saying was so I never dated anyone all of high school, and then this boy that I always had a crush on like liked me, and I found out, and it like I was gonna hang out with him after school one day, and we were gonna watch, I don't know, like Fight Club or whatever movie, and Usual Suspects actually, and which I can't to this day remember what was happening because I was like sitting on a couch next to a boy.
That's a movie you gotta watch.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
There's twists and turns.
So I was so nervous about like maybe kissing this guy for the first time that I like didn't eat that day because I had nerves, and then the next day, like when I don't eat for a day, it shows up on me right away. Like my face just looks thinner, like I look like buccal fat removal. Like someone just said something the next day, like, you look great. And I was like, what didn't I do? And I'm like, oh, I'm still kind of not hungry because I'm still excited about this guy. Like, I'll just keep doing this. And then it just, then I was just like, I can never eat again. It became about like, if I do it, then it was like I just couldn't. It's really bizarre because I look at girls who are anorexic now and like I have those thoughts of like, eat a sandwich, bitch. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're not gonna gain any weight if you eat a whole cheeseburger. Like, you're gonna die. But you can't. Like, you just can't. Like, I can't describe it other than like it's like someone telling you to eat poison. That's how it feels when you're anorexic and someone tells you to eat something that has calories in it. It's insane. So yeah, that and I got into bulimia later on though, which that pendulum always, because then you start binging and you're like, well, I can't not eat, and then you're like, well, what else am I gonna do? I'll be exercise bulimic and fucking break my foot because I exercise too much. Oh, now I can't work out. Okay, I'll stick my finger down my throat, and then that led to like mouth acne like crazy, and you're always constantly cleaning toilets. Like it's hell. And so I was like, I can't do this anymore. And so then I went back to starving. I mean, it was just I was spinning plates. That had no food on it.
I don't think people if you don't do so, that's so bizarre to a quote unquote regular person. Like something like you drink and you party.
Yes.
Drugs make you feel good.
Yeah.
Gambling I think confuses some people too, but it's like the rush and you can win money and shit. And something like that, people like just eat food and it's like, I fucking can't. Like, my brain doesn't tell me to do that.
It's OCD. It's the same people of, like, I can't, if I don't flip on this light this many times, I'm going to die. Like, if I eat food, I will die. Yeah. It's that extreme. And it fucking sucks so much. I was suicidal the whole time. Like, I was dying to die. I would have loved every night I went to bed. Because imagine, like, how annoying you are when you're, like, hungry. And then you're, like, starving all the time. And you can it never ends. The rest of your life, it will, because you have no plan of getting better. So it will never end. You're cold all the time. Your bones hurt so bad because you have no padding on your ass. No one's attracted to you. All your hair is falling out. You're cold. You're hungry all the time. You're a bitch to everyone because you're hungry. So, like, I just wanted to die. It was hell.
That sounds like
it was awful. So, but I eventually went to this. That's why I started doing stand-up comedy. Was like someone suggested it to me when I was still struggling with it. And then I did it, and I was like, oh, this is, like, the best feeling. This is better than that other feeling. Like, I got to figure out a way to live because I'm going to die any day, and I got to do this.
More of that. Wow.
So I went to a therapist, and he was really good and got me started on the track.
Not to get
like
dark,
eating.
but do you think if you didn't find stand-up, you'd be
dead?
Yeah,
I was going to kill myself because I was like, I wanted to be an actress or I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to be in entertainment in some way, and I wasn't talented at any of it. Like, I was okay at acting. I was okay at singing, but it was like, none of it was going to work out. And by freshman year of college, not getting into any theater schools or whatever, it was like, I'm not going to be a fucking mom or a teacher or whatever. No offense to anyone who is those things. It just was like, if I can't be a performer, my life is completely worthless. Now I don't believe that. Like, take this away from me. I can do many things. Yeah. But at that time, I was like, I just remember being like, oh, gotta kill myself someday. Like, that's gonna be a bummer. Like, I gotta figure out how to do that. Like, I just, and it wasn't like I just started starving myself to do that, but I remember being like, I gotta find a way to get a gun. Like, I was like already planning that. And then stand-up fell into my lap,
very,
literally.
Not female, right? It's never.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. People are like, that's very masculine.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'd probably shoot myself.
Yeah, it's the quickest way. It's not because I'm like, I want everyone to.
You didn't weigh enough.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah, the belt loops would have been, they wouldn't have come around my skinny neck.
Too hot to hang.
And I don't, and I need the belt to keep my pants on. No, but hanging, no, don't do that. Don't kill yourself that way.
No,
because everyone, they find them and everyone's going, ugh, they're trying to get it off and you're struggling the whole time. Like, I don't know. Like, please don't kill yourself. Anyone listening, terrible. Like, ever. Yeah. But if there was a super volcano that was erupting and I knew I was going to, like, either choke on volcanic ash or like I would try to find a gun and blow my head off.
Yeah.
You know, like if I get diagnosed with some horrible disease and I can't get assisted suicide, I will.
Close casket on that bitch. Just.
Yeah, I mean, I'll do it in a way that people are like. I'll put a sign on the door like, "Hey, don't come in here. There's a mess." You know, like, don't let my mom in here. Like, but I'm not gonna be taken out in a way that I don't want to if I can help it.
Yeah.
But I will never kill myself over depression. Like, I don't think that would happen.
How would you
even
want to? I mean, I guess maybe you answered it. Is there a fun way you want to die?
I think like
Like when you jump out of a plane and
no,
like,
nothing's fun.
It's like,
no, I think it's like people are always scared of like their brains having one of those things where they just like pass out. Like what is
That
it called?
sounds
Aneurysm.
great to me.
Sounds
Yeah.
it's instant.
and then it's like it sucks for your family, but like you don't feel your family being miserable. You're gone.
Yes.
You blinked one day and you're gone.
Honestly, I think suicide is as horrible as it is, and please don't do it. If you're thinking about it, please call that number. It's 988. Like, I do think there's this funny point.
I like to
that
think there's
the other
someone
day.
here who was like, well, she didn't give the rest of the number.
No, it's 988. That's it.
Oh,
it's like
that's it.
911 now.
I
thought so, too.
I thought you were like, sign 988, figure out the rest
You
of
know,
the
You can
When
do
did that
it.
happen?
And if you can't,
when did they switch that?
they switched
Was
it. I
when
think
Logic
people were
made that
killing
stupid fucking
themselves.
song? It was too long.
Yeah, that song sucks
Yeah,
because
it's like-
he doesn't say the number in the song. The song is just the title of
Yeah.
the song.
It's like, I don't know
or
the title of
number
the
is the
songs. It
title.
just comes on my
He should have
Spotify.
done like a 1877 cars for kids or something, so it's catchy.
Yeah.
But
Dude, I thought
yeah,
that
it's
would
not.
have been so funny.
988.
I get that.
Yada yada something something.
Yada yada. The suicide hotline number.
What is it?
What's
Nikki, what's the rest of the number?
But for someone recently, there was some article I read where it was like someone was dead and someone commented underneath it like, "I hope it's not suicide." And it's like, so you hope it was someone who didn't want to die? You hope it was someone that was in the prime of their life and had everything to live for? Like I usually when I read about something tragic, I'm like, I hope that person wanted to die.
Yeah.
Not that I think that they were like of the right mind and it's still sad, but like if you're gonna choose someone to accidentally or like an accidental
At
death
least
or
they were
suicide,
like screaming and begging for their
yeah,
life or something.
It's one of
that's
my-
the way you don't want to go.
One of my favorite guys, and who I know nothing of except for the quote after his death, a French director who recently died. And he, I guess he's a very historic director. I'm sure we can look it up. But he went to one of those Swedish, I think it is. Or
Oh, yeah.
one
Like
of the
euthanasia.
suicide chambers or whatever. And he had killed himself, and it was, the news broke, and like it's one day it's, blah, 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 died. And everyone's like, oh, it's very sad. He was 91 or something like that. And it was just like, your 91-year-old guy dies. No one really assumes
That's
anything.
suicide.
He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, he died and kicked the bucket. And then his family came out with a statement and said, so-and-so has passed away. He was not sick. He was just very tired. And I was like,
Just
that's a
tired
gang
as
thing.
shit.
Dude, in Sweden, I
go in the
watched some
pod.
special.
You go in the-
Yeah, you go in a pod, but like,
I think it just sucks the air out or some shit. You just,
yeah, there is like a chamber, like a tanning
Yeah.
bed you can buy now that does it. But
Yeah.
no, I saw one documentary about it. A woman was just like, I have anxiety and it sucks. Every day of my life sucks because I have like anxiety. So she was just like normal, like totally thriving, but like not because she had mental illness, but yet.
and she went.
And she did herself, and like
I don't
her
know how I
kids were
feel
like,
about-
"Please don't do this,
Oh,
mom." And
come
she's like,
on.
my life is
kids?
hell."
How old was she? Or the kids?
She was like probably 50s, 60s, but they let her do it because it's legal there, which it should be legal here because isn't it crazy that like if you put down your dog, it's cruel to let your dog die of natural causes when you know it's ready to go. Like you can put down your dog because its hip kind of hurts, or it like has like something wrong with it, like it has a growth on its head or something, and they're like, put it down because this is just cruel. But like we just make people die of esophageal cancer. Like we're just gonna wait it out. Until
Not
you
only
just...
do they make you die, they take all your money in keeping you alive for the last 6 months or something like that.
No,
It's like,
it sucks.
I mean, I
It-
think
it's-
things are different when you have kids, though.
What do you mean? Like you got to stick around?
Kinda.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons I don't want to have kids.
and like I think that's totally
I'll
fine.
be able to leave this party whenever I see fit.
Yeah, I mean, and that's look, a
Until a
very
certain
morbid
age.
version of it.
I
but
like
also
how that's
there's-
what you asked right away because you're a dad, so like, okay, how old were the kids?
Yeah.
Like, you can't just leave them
But
hanging.
but so like
So you can leave yourself
if
hanging.
I was like, if my mom, I mean, we're headed this way with my mom. She's like, fuck this, and our body's breaking down,
Yeah.
and like, I mean, I don't think she would ever do this.
Yeah.
But at this point in my life, if she was like, I can't do it, I would probably be okay. If I was like in my 20s, I'd be like, I need my mom, you know?
Yes.
So
I think
that
that's
gets
a
a
good
little
point.
dicey. You know, that's like it. And I really, that's the extreme end of like, I don't want to have kids because I want to be able to kill myself if I want to. But I think there needs to be more of like, I don't want to have kids because of XYZ, and that's fucking fine.
That's what I'm exploring like on stage now more than anything is because I am at this age where it's like, you got to figure out if you want kids now. Like, there's no more like, maybe. Like, I got to freeze them tomorrow.
That shit. Oh.
But it's like, I'm 39 and a half. Yeah. Like, it's creepy. Like, even if I do it now, it's like not great. So I made peace with like adoption would be the route I would go if I do get to a point where I'm like, I need to have them. Like, I'm totally fine with that. But I don't think I'm going to have it. I just don't understand why women want that. Like, I feel so disconnected from other women because I understand why a man would want a kid. No offense. Like, I really would like to be a dad. Yeah. I think it's just, it's a ton of work. I'm not denying that. And like good dads put in a lot of effort, but as like having a kid and going through the whole thing, and
you
being
skip
a mom,
the first part as a dad.
Yeah, that part.
You like open to the middle of the book for sure.
Yeah, and it's just more expected of you to be really very present as a mom, and but I don't understand. I just don't have the urge to do it, and I don't understand why people do. And I'm trying to really explore that. Like, what's the difference between me and like I don't understand why people like hiking, and that's something I've had to like really explore. Of like, I almost feel autistic about it. Like, why do you like it? Why would it be enjoyable? I don't look at a picture of nature.
No, that's what
go and smell a tree in your yard. Like, why do you need to go out and hike?
I'm far from an outdoorsman, but like I ski and shit like that.
Yeah.
And like when you're on top of the mountain, you're like,
no, you're right. Skiing's
fucking shit.
Amazing.
This just
but
got me.
I get it now.
How did this happen?
I can understand more than like we walked like 5 miles through like the woods and like we kind of went up a hill, you know?
Yeah, but like
usually
if you, it's a vista thing. If you see like one nice view, or like dude, like you see like a fucking animal, like seeing animals sitting on the couch is you're like, yeah, I don't know, I see animals.
No,
like,
animals are cool.
When I'm at my parents' house, I'm like, holy shit, is it there?
Dude.
If animals are involved, I'll go.
That's
true. If animals are involved, I'll go.
Yeah, just like seeing them, like, whoa,
that's cool.
Do you know how many deer I have in my backyard these days?
But aren't you still like, whoa, it's a deer?
Yeah, but guess what? I get in my backyard.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, they're coming to you.
They are.
Yeah. But the kids thing.
They are wild. Like, I guess literally. But it started out like this family of 4. Well, I assume to be a family was coming around just like grazing. And then a big buck showed up with some antlers, and then I think I read that it's deer mating season now.
Oh.
And the other day there was like an all-out turf war of like 14 deer in my yard. It was like 4 came and 4 fought, and then another crew came.
And they were fighting, like hitting their horns together.
Thing where they like go up, yeah.
I'm always scared they're gonna poke their eyes out.
I know. I was like, did anybody get hurt here? I also am like, this is cool, but also like not really. Like if you guys are going to use my backyard as a literal battleground, this probably won't work out.
I'm gonna start hunting.
Great. Wow. And I'm like, so I mean, I've basically been in the city my whole life, like the suburbs, but like I'm a city boy. And I got deer and hawks and foxes.
That's cool.
The one time there was a bunny rabbit just ripped to shreds, and I was like, that's a lot for me.
Yeah.
If I see like a bug, I'm like,
I know.
If I see a fucking, like
roadkill, I'm always just like this when I drive by. Like I put my hand up.
Aren't you happy that you're not driving?
I go out of my way to hit it again.
Yeah. Really?
No, but imagine.
But that might be good. Maybe putting it out of its misery. Like that could have been a good spin on that.
No, just like when they're pretty flat, just to feel that actual.
That's so fucking sick. That would be so funny if you.
I'm just like, no, I go out.
There are people that like try to hit animals when they're driving. There's someone listening to this podcast right now that absolutely does that, and you're fucking crazy. You're a bad person.
My brother's girlfriend.
She does it. She kills the animals.
She hit a deer, like in like the where my parents live, like out in the woods in Massachusetts, and she hit a deer and just ran in front of the car, and the cops came because she pulled over and like called the cops. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do, and the cops was like, "You want it?" And she's like, "What?" She's like, "Do you want it?"
Yeah.
Technically, it's her kill.
Like, no, I don't want it. Like, all right, we got a list down at the station.
Someone will want it. That's nice.
There's dibs?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to take it.
No,
Someone else gets it?
It's like they have a call list at down at the Westport police station where it's just like.
This is Massachusetts?
Yeah, and it's like you call, you get a half hour to come get it. If you don't come in a half hour, the next guy does.
Dude, stories like that make me be like to me, that person, those people on that list are a different species.
I like those people
Well,
because
no,
they're
me too,
putting
but
it
they're
to
just
use.
eating it.
Yeah,
It's a fresh kill. They're just eating it.
my mom would do
No,
that.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
I
I'm
thought
just
you
like,
maybe you thought they were just like stuffing it and hanging or something like that. No, they're just gonna eat it.
No, they're fucking it.
I was gonna say you don't know that for sure.
They could be.
I think like.
But I just can't even that to be like
to be on that list.
honey. We got a dead deer. We're eating good tonight. We're
Venison for like a
tonight.
month.
Yeah, like that to me, it's like, Joe Rogan's like, fuck yeah. I'm like,
he's on
I'm
that
going to
list.
get like,
I'd
delivery
go-
again. I'm good.
I wouldn't do it myself, but I'd happily go to cops just call. We got a dead deer, time to eat party. That'd be fun as hell.
I would
I
do that
could see
too
that.
because I don't eat meat. I'm vegan, but like if an animal was already killed accidentally,
Would you eat
I'd
that?
be way more into eating a deer that was accidentally killed by a car than
Yeah.
like one that was
They
like
accidentally put it in a factory for a year and then
yeah,
milked it
yeah,
and killed
wandered
it.
in, got tied up. Yeah,
If you're taken. If you're looking for the ultimate spot for a fun night out, Bowlero's got you covered. With amazing deals like Night Strike and After Party, you'll enjoy a night of unlimited bowling for one low price. Bowling is one of the more underrated things in the world. I do not bowl very often. I bowled recently for a Out of Order sketch. It's just so much fun. Get the boys out. I also watched The Big Lebowski for the first time recently. Unbelievable movie. Maybe make me want to get into bowling a little bit. Maybe a little bowling club. Maybe just hang out with the boys by the lanes, by the alleys. Eat a couple chos, drink a couple bros. I don't know why I said that. I'm gonna drink a couple beers, hang with the bros, with the chos, whatever, dude. You know what I mean. So go to Bowlero. Visit Bowlero near you Monday and Friday night and take advantage of this season's best deals on the lanes. Head on over to Bowlero.com to find a place nearest to you. That's Bowlero.com. Find an alley nearest to you. Go run the lanes. Run the lanes.
I got a question for you.
yeah.
What do you think of and I've actually never asked this with anybody real, but I know we like to talk mental health a lot sometimes. So there's a lot of stuff I think going around now where it's like you talked about it before with like the Instagram videos where it's like if you would do this, if you do this,
Yeah.
guess what? You have anxiety or you have ADD
right.
or you have depression, all that stuff. And I think that's one of the sickest things on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, people just getting diagnosed by people who don't know what they're talking about.
But just
with
the fact
things that are like
the fact that we need that as people to feel like everyone deserves sympathy and like grace no matter what.
Yeah.
But it
Yes.
feels like everyone's like they feel like
Now
they need. Okay, now everything makes sense. Like I saw one
Yeah.
tweet in particular that put me where I was like, this is getting out of fucking control. Where it was like, if you wake up every day and you shower and you it's hard, congratulations. Make sure because it's like if your body doesn't do that without you thinking, then you're neurodivergent or you're whatever.
Right.
And congratulations, because everyone else doesn't even have to think about doing that. They just shower and they just brush it. Like, well, no, I have to think about it. Some days it's easier than others.
People need an identity. People need to feel special, and people need to feel like it isn't their fault. And I think that's why that's why mental health has so much of that going on, is because otherwise you just feel weird. You just feel
Outcast.
like an outcast. You feel like you're choosing it, and when there's a name to it or like you can name a disease, it feels like you caught it. Like as soon as I was able to think of anorexia as something I caught as opposed to like I'm choosing not to eat, and it's something like my therapist, the guy that I went to that like really changed things for me, was like, just think of yourself as like you're in The Exorcist and like a thing crawled in you in the middle of the night and you just gotta ignore it. It's the voice that's saying that don't eat is not you. I was able to get over it.
Yeah,
because
that's
I just was it was so embarrassing. Like I couldn't eat when it was, and my family's mad at me. No one's like nice to you when you have anorexia. No one's like treating you like you have cancer.
Right.
It's everyone's mad at you, and everyone thinks
That's a
you're
lot
doing
of
it to be
shit.
hot, so they think it's a shallow thing. So I think with mental health, like, yeah, I think I need to feel when I read things about ADD or neurodivergence or like it makes me feel less shame about that thing, because otherwise I'm like, ew, you're choosing it. I just don't want anything to be my fault.
And
Even though
I
nothing
get
is your
that, and like I understand when you yourself have to feel like I have something or this and that, but like I think almost like society as a whole, which will never change, but it's like I don't know, that person doesn't have to have something wrong with them to be having a hard day.
Yes,
like just
so
fucking
true.
let them have a hard day.
I think it's I do understand the urge or like the desire to I guess like assign blame, like to be like
Yes.
those 5 things happened to me, and so like to help me understand it, you know. Otherwise I'm like, I don't know why I'm this way or that way, but if someone lays it all out and it's like,
It's your
yeah, it's a
parents,
bingo, and
your
you're
childhood.
Like, yeah,
just blame that. Like, that's why I'm doing a lot of jokes in my act about pedophiles and molestation, because I want it to be more like I'm not. I hate when comedians are like, I really am doing this for a different reason than just getting laughs. But I really do. I think I'm drawn to material that makes people like feel less shame about something that happened to them. And I feel like people who are molested, I think they should talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
Because we would give them a pass. Like if you were molested and you're like a functioning person in society, like if we were able to say like, you know, people can easily say my dad used to beat us with a belt, and people are kind of like, oh, that sucks. But like, it gives some context to the person you're talking to.
Yeah.
It gives you a little empathy. But no one can be like, yeah, I'm late all the time because I was molested when I was 4. Like, we would like grant you a little bit of a leeway, you know? Like, I feel like people
understand the
should be able to
shame,
say this.
but I'm also like, I would love the sympathy. Like, I'd tell you everything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I want the ultimate free pass. you
Yeah,
know?
I think that's why I've always said, like, I'm glad I wasn't molested, but it would be nice to have had been, so I could point to something why I'm so weird. You know, like, because
Sometimes
otherwise,
you say
like,
shit that I'm like, oh
I'm glad I wasn't, but like, if you were out there, like, you have a reason for why you're weird.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not your fault.
yeah.
And you should
And
use
it's like
it
you got
at
hit
all
by a
times.
car.
But you
It's
do
like you
run
were crossing
by,
a street
then
and
you
got hit
run
by a drunk driver.
a weird line of like, it's not. I do get it, but you can't act out on it. You know what I mean?
You should use it in really unique circumstances. Like if you're like if you're in a blow up fight with your significant other that's been months coming, like you know
Yes.
I was molested, that's using it as a crutch. But like say you got pulled over speeding,
That's what I'm saying.
and the cop was like, "What's going on here?" It's like
I
got molested.
I got molested.
I don't know if
bro.
you've seen the sticker on my windshield.
Come on,
It's like a
dude,
PPA
I got
card.
molested.
You're like, this is my molested card.
You're like, I
And it
drive
was
fast
my
too.
dad, dude, not an uncle. It was my dad. Okay, well then you.
You get the pass.
Yeah.
I think the
Sir.
we were talking not too long ago about like the sex doll industry is getting so good that, you know, if you have certain proclivities that are not allowed and are very, very, very destructive to other people, you can buy some things these days that probably get you pretty close to the real, you know.
I mean, I see porn like I was looking at like I guess I don't
She's
even want
talking
to
with her
say
mouth
what I
closed,
look.
so I don't think she
I
wants
fe-
to say
I'm,
what she wants to say.
It's a
No, but I
ventriloquist.
typed in daddy porn the other day.
hell
Like it's my first time ever typing in that word, right?
This bitch had me thinking she was gonna be like, I watch
No.
child porn.
No, but
Daddy
what came
porn?
up was like
Weird.
what looked to be it was adults, but they're trying to look like children.
That's
and
always
it made
been
me feel
barely legal,
so
you know,
I actually-
pigtails and
that
fucking
is fucking
lollipops and
disgusting,
shit.
dude,
Yo,
and
it's-
so hot. No, it's
I
fucked,
came
man.
so hard.
It's so fucked. I like that. That's what made me feel really shameful about just saying. I mean, I type in much more horrific things than daddy, but I was like, this needs to be less like aiming towards little girls and more like
A king.
yeah, whatever
Okay.
you say, master, like more
Yes.
like master stuff. But I don't want to
Yes,
put in
yeah.
master because then you get, you know, racial things going on. So I want like that dominance, but that doesn't make you a little girl.
Yeah.
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
But I
get
guess
that.
daddy implies that. And I also always felt gross about daddy stuff because it's like, oh, am I like, do I want to fuck my dad? Like you have that thing. But I was thinking last night as I was looking this stuff, I was like, don't have any shame about this. You don't call your dad daddy.
Yeah.
If you did, this would be weird. But I've never once in my life done that. So I feel like
You
I get
never
a pass.
did when you were a little girl?
No, I think it was always dad. Daddy, I just always felt like, I think I watched Annie too much. It was Daddy Warbucks. It was just like, no, I
Interesting.
even when little girls do it now, I'm just kind of like, ugh. That's,
You little
I think it's
pervert.
cute, but like I just never did it. So I feel like, okay,
I mean,
I'm okay.
That's.
But then I ended up.
I'm just thinking my experience here. That's crazy warped. That's
It
fucking
is.
warped.
But I will say that the idea that I was like, let me make sure I'm not thinking about my dad made me think about my
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, God damn it, why do I have to even go here? But yeah, I mean, it's
we
all
think
fun.
there's a strong chance that John was the first ever person to be called daddy in bed.
Who?
John.
You? No.
He was early in the game.
No, it's been going on. Are you kidding me?
Go
That's been
say
going
it.
on forever, since the 1840s.
Ah, okay.
No
you got,
fucking way.
You got me
100%.
beat.
It's in Chaucer. There are references to people saying "daddy."
Well-
Okay, but like this new influx of it, you were probably
Yeah.
on the first
It's
wave
like
of
2012, 2011.
this. So someone tell me how it went down.
It was sex in a Hartford hotel room outside the XL Energy Center. I was covered in foam. It was high on Molly.
You know, romance.
Who did you see? What did you see at the XL Energy Center?
It was the Barstool Blackout tour.
It was
Okay,
it was
okay,
really
okay.
through a techno rave drug.
And it
12
was just
2012, okay.
it was just it's just working that vagina. I want to make sure it's good and hot for you, Nikki.
God.
Working that vagina.
I'm surprised you didn't use the word vulva. Like it just sounded so clinical.
Oh, her labia majora was.
Bonus points for knowing it, though, bro.
Oh
Bonus
my
points for
god!
knowing
Yeah,
it.
I mean, honestly. Okay, so you were working like fingering,
No, we were having
like
sex.
you were having sex. Okay.
And she kind of just like, I think she was on top.
That's the story. I remember it that way.
And she just leaned in. She's like, "Oh fuck yeah, daddy!" And I was like, "Wait, what the fuck was that?" And
Did you really stop, or were you just kind of like?
No,
No,
come on.
dude.
Nah,
But you
don't be-
clocked it.
I've had sex through genocides.
Okay, so but you just stored it away as like that's an interesting.
Yeah, I was
thing.
like, I should bring this up.
Did she say it again?
Oh, she said
It
it
was
the
just-
entire time, and she said
Whoa.
it.
Because
and
once you let it
actually,
out,
you are like she's the pioneer. You were just like the victim. if
Yeah,
you will.
yeah.
But that girl
Yeah.
was a fucking head of her time.
Yeah, and
That
we-
girl's looking at Alex Cooper's fortune, being like, "Fuck,
yeah,
God
she
damn it! If I just
knew.
told the world about this rather than fucking that one guy
It's
at the Hartford."
so good.
You know?
That daddy's stuff, and like I only like because I was just because someone has to break the seal.
Yeah.
You have to. You can't just ease into daddy. You can't start with dad. You can't start. You know, like you just gotta go a daddy.
Do it just like that too. A daddy.
I'm
think
very into it.
I
though. I
would-
think it's the best.
I would say
She's still actually to like this day, like kind of the only person who's ever done it. I have not. Been with
Every
I
girl
feel
wants
like-
to. Let me
Really?
just say
Think
that
so?
every fucking girl wants to, and maybe there's a couple of you watching or listening and being like, "I don't," and you're rare because I don't know a single girl. I haven't talked to any girls who don't like a little bit of like good girl,
that. I think,
and that's
okay.
daddy though. But the next step is daddy.
Okay.
They just can't. They're scared to go
That,
there.
that might be true. That might be
It's
true.
all
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
daddy talk, dude.
Yeah,
Good girl
you're-
is
you're-
daddy.
you're
also,
circling-
as a guy, you can't be the one to be like, "Who's your daddy?"
No.
You'd be like, "What the?"
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta let her.
No,
Break down
no.
more.
Do not say this. Do not listen to her.
I think
Do not listen to her. If you are a male
No.
listening, do not do that.
I think good
I-
girl is a great way to start. If she
Yes.
responds to that well, then, further down the road, daddy's conversations can start to happen.
I think there's still a good deal of distance between good girl and daddy.
I think
good,
it's
you know what?
same
Here-
boat, man.
I think good girl is like choking, and like daddy is like spitting on your face. It's like we
Oh.
can get there, but like regular girls will let you choke. I don't need to be like, you know what I mean?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
That's my analogy, my SAT analogy.
I like it actually because it's just the next level. It's on the
I get
same
that, though.
continuum now.
Yes, yes.
For sure.
You're-
You'll get
you are-
there if
it's
you keep
like,
going.
You know, like right church, wrong pew. You know, you're
Yes.
you're almost there.
Ah,
But
wait. Yeah. And choking is just like that is
that shit has become like
It's
like it's a base now. It's like first base,
It's
second base, third base. choking.
romantic.
Yeah.
That
It's-
was another one where that started. I was like, I'm not doing this. This is crazy. This is
Yeah,
it.
but
And
now
then-
it's
And then you did it.
And then it would not it's still not something where I'm like, I'm gonna do this, but everyone just wants me to do it too.
And
so
you know
I
what
have
else is
to.
the thing? I remember when it started to get real popular, people would be like, and by the way, like PSA guys, like you don't like really choke. You kind
Right.
of like squeeze here, and both a lot of girls and guys alike that I know were like, oh no, I'm doing
Oh
I'm
really?
doing the choking.
No, because there's enough pressure that you just need to cut off a little bit of like I'm doing it right now. I'm like, oh, this kind of after
Yeah,
a while I'd
but-
start to be like, yuck.
But you're still getting like they were saying squeeze like here. Like I think that hurts. I would rather be.
I think
hit
you
there.
just like stimulate like the what's that when you go like lymphatic drainage? like you do like a little bit of that.
But that's still like your.
But you do not throttle. But they on this the FBoy Island show,
Throttle that bitch.
They all, when they make out for the first time, instantly a neck grab, and girls love it.
Yeah.
Wait, what was it? Where was that?
On FBoy Island, like when people are making out for the first time on like the couches, like in front of everyone, there's neck grabbing going on
I think
instantly.
that's the new like I used to brush your hair.
Yes.
I used to like maybe put my hand behind your head, and
down
now it's
the
just
neck. Yes, because
it's some Darth Vader shit.
Everyone
but
watches
everybody,
porn.
Right?
I think it's got to be porn.
Probably,
that's what's
but
doing this. The proliferation of
that one. I feel like is a good.
It's good.
One. Yeah.
I think so too.
Like there's a lot of shit in porn I feel bad for girls where it's like they're going to expect that hole, they're going to expect that bodily fluid, they're going to expect,
Yes.
But like we can all get a little crazy with,
Yeah, and I guess it's not that ubiquitous in porn. I mean, there's a little bit of it going on, but yeah, I don't know where
it did surprise me how mainstream it went, where it was like,
yes,
like I remember I kind of was like hooking up through, I think that phase being like in the beginning of the phase being like gotta feel it out and make sure she's down, and then ended with it being like it's part of like my repertoire.
Yes.
Like you have your moves and things that you do every time. It was like
I would throw Good Girl in there. Like I can't.
Yeah.
There's not a single person that has not. You just even saying it, you just get kind of like because I've kind of like thought about it a lot. It's because I think women feel really bad about wanting to be sluts and be slutty. So when we do something slutty and you say Good Girl, it takes the onus off of us.
Approval,
like we did the assignment.
Yeah.
You told us to. We had to do that.
Yeah.
And we were just being a good girl. We didn't want to do our homework, but we got an A on it. So then we're not sluts. We just are obeying the laws.
I get that.
But
I think that's it for me,
you know
at
what,
least,
though?
I
That's
think.
why that is the you just
And I'm
unlocked
competitive.
the power of Good Girl. Because I was going to say earlier, I think the burden and the onus sometimes is on the girl. If you go too hard too quick as a guy, you're like either crossing a serious line or you're like a creep and you're too aggressive and shit.
Yeah.
And as a girl, you don't want to do anything too slutty.
Yep.
But Good Girl threads the needle of like
It
you're
does.
saying that or like implying that you like
and it's
that.
nice, like
Yeah.
I think a lot of porn. We've definitely all talked about this before, because we always get to this point because it is fun to talk about this stuff and explore like why we like this stuff. But when I watch I'm very into gangbangs, and when I watch them, they're all rough, they're all mean. There's never
There's
a
never
lot
a
of
gentle gangbang.
No, and there should
it's
be.
called a gang.
There should
bang.
be a good girl gangbang of like, damn girl, good job. Like we like you. We're applauding you for what you're
Well,
doing instead of like you
praise
dumb.
All the other guys are like,
Yeah, honestly, the hottest thing to me is when a guy is like, "Yeah, girl, good, you can take it." Like when he's like encouraging. When there is in black, and I did a black guy voice because it's generally black guys. I watch gangbangs with black guys because they eat pussy first, so they're like pleasing her first to get her like warmed up. They're not just like sticking their dicks in.
They wear
So,
their
like,
Timberlands.
Yeah, and they're like in awe. Like the whole time they're like, "Damn, girl, good."
Well,
like,
yeah,
they're
because they're like. I can't believe it's going all the way in.
I think
They're
that's
not in awe of
probably
us.
it.
yeah, I'd offer more encouragement if it was difficult.
The girls with us are going, yeah, it fits. Yeah, it fits.
Yeah,
I'm not
taking my
surprised.
dick is like wanting a congratulations because you showered today. You don't have to. Everyone can do it.
Comes back around. It's so funny.
That is fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I mean, it was like eating ass, choking.
Oh yeah, eating ass. Yes.
And like all of that, all the rough shit, just went mainstream.
It really did.
I give a lot of credit. I know you're a big fan of kink.com. I think the Armory.
Oh yeah.
We love the
was
Armory,
for
and
sale
I
recently,
really
I believe.
feel like they
yeah.
did that shit. They're
Oh.
a big part of that.
all the
'Cause it was-
videos I mean, I don't subscribe to them anymore because like my credit card, like my subscription name like won't work anymore. Like they won't let me, like, please, if kink.com you're watching, like I can't get in. I'm on Blacked Raw. I'm subscribing to that.
You
I
are
pay
subscribing to
I
Blacked
pay
Raw?
for Blacked Raw.
That's so fucking
Yes.
great.
You know the weirdest thing about that Black Raw is that it was started by a white guy.
Really?
Yeah.
That
That
feels
doesn't
racist.
surprise me.
It
That
doesn't
feels-
surprise me. It feels racist.
Yeah,
It
that feels like
absolutely
If you got a
honestly,
if
I
you
mean,
got a black
everything about
it's
it
like
feels
slavery,
racist. I'm not.
and then right below it is a white guy.
It's
on
always
black
a
rock.
white
Yeah.
girl that's like, I shouldn't be doing that. Like, it's not.
Totally racist.
It's not based
My
on
husband's
good
business-
stereotypes about of anything.
But I also feel like at the same time they like ride with it and they're like it's a kink and it's weird and like
Yeah,
everyone's getting
and everyone's
happy
having
and never getting
fun.
off. So
Yeah.
like it's
And it's
rooted in
hot.
some fucked up shit.
Nah,
But like whatever.
And
There
I
are
don't
times
like
if
it
you
when
look-
it gets racial. I don't like white girl, black. Like I don't like when they say that stuff. Then I start to feel like bad about it. And
Yeah.
I get away
Yeah,
from
yeah,
it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yes, the fact that it's happening, it's all preying on those kind of.
That guy who started
Deep-seated
Black
beliefs.
is like a step below Leo and Django. It is like it's a modern type where it's like it's a weird fetish you're exploiting here, dude.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
And I guess,
But they're-
sure, the
but
fact that
they-
they get
How,
paid is a bit of
though?
a
Bro,
difference.
they're getting paid and they're fucking.
We
hot
need
white
more of
girls,
these
whatever.
videos. I have watched every single one. The classic one where it's
You're
the white
upset
girl
'cause-
on the couch and all the black guys are around her and it's like
Yeah.
the meme.
Yeah.
Why haven't we recreated that one a million times? It's the best one there is. It's clipped constantly. It's on the front page of anytime you search gangbang. It's number one. Let's just make more of those.
Run the
There's like
hits.
4 of them.
Wait,
Make those all the time. That's why I subscribe to Black to Raw, and it's like there's not even enough. I'm like, is this? I don't understand.
Yo.
There needs to be more. I don't think there's enough gangbangs
your
out
voice
there.
being labored, being like, there's not even enough.
Because there's so many rough gangbangs with James Dean like fucking holding your face and spitting in your mouth. Like I don't want any more angry white guys. I want black guys and white guys
black
who
gentlemen.
are excited and in awe of your athleticism and your ability to take so many dicks and like that they're like just more respectful. Gangbangs.
that one
Loving.
you referenced.
Romantic anal.
Romanal. Romanal.
I don't like that one. I don't think I've ever seen that one, but I've seen the picture, and she has braces, doesn't she?
Really?
She's too young.
And
And
that's-
she's very like.
That's part of the
skinny and, like-
kind of the
But she seems to be
infantilizing
around
daddy
that
stuff we're
time.
talking about. When
No?
it feels actually older porn, like more modern porn, at least the porn I see. It doesn't feel like the women are trying to look
young
childish
anymore. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like when
Yeah.
I broke onto the porn scene
That girl
back in
didn't
the
look
day.
young to me. I feel bad saying that now. I'm not a weirdo, but like, she just looked tiny to me, which
Yeah,
is intriguing.
tiny's
difference,
different, but like what like
But they put the
when,
pigtails.
when we
in
like had
and they-
magazines
God.
back in the day, yeah, it'd be like pigtails and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was always I remember there was a time her name escapes me, but like a porn star I liked at the time, this is probably a little while ago. She got braces, and I was like mad at her. Like, she's
Yeah.
like trying
Maybe
to.
she was
Right.
just trying to fix her teeth.
Oh, she's trying to just better herself, yeah. But
Oh, but
like
you-
Now I look at you like a teenage
now
girl.
it's like, and then I think she ended up keeping him almost like a defensive lineman who breaks his hand and keeps the cast on. Yeah. So this is
my
pretty,
superpower.
this is
I bet
pretty
she
good for
didn't have to
business.
give us, she probably wasn't giving as many blowjobs because guys were like, I'm not sticking my dick in that. And she's like, I'll just keep these on then because my mouth is free during
I
this
always thought that was
gangbang.
kind of funny though. That like if the dick is hitting the front of your teeth, like where the brackets are, you're doing something.
I know, I know that
really
that
wrong.
really doesn't make sense.
Like
It never
you're
did.
really
It-
sucking dick wrong.
Yeah, exactly. That's so true.
I also-
On the sides, if you're, it's there, it doesn't
Yeah,
make
if
any
you tried
sense.
to do the thing where you like stick it in your cheek,
Yeah, then it could.
which I
if
don't
it-
like that really. I don't get anything from that, but that would be a problem.
That would hurt, probably.
But regular
yes.
head, if your braces are
Invisalign
hitting-
is really the
that's
best
the
to
plan.
blow
That's
with.
that's really the plan.
Because
right
it
there.
actually is, because it rounds out your teeth, so you could literally like kind of bite down and it feels like pressure, and it doesn't feel like this like it doesn't feel like nails. Like teeth are like sharp.
You're
But
talking
if
about
you have
biting the dick.
like but if you have Invisalign and it's like you have a mouth guard in, so it softens it, so you can put more pressure without like biting.
Are you saying with the Invisalign in?
Keep it in,
Okay,
ladies.
got it,
Keep
got
it
it.
in
I-
during the blowjob.
I said this
Interesting.
when we had Big J on recently. I think I might be one of the rare guys.
That likes a toothy blowjob.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, he's a sick fuck.
It's just here's the deal. Here's the deal.
Is it?
That feels nice, doesn't it? Doesn't that feel good, Kevin?
I think you probably just like more pressure. There's some girls.
All right, now try.
It
It's
makes
just a little.
sense.
It's like it's a little scratchy scratch. You know.
Well,
but
there are
okay,
some girls
those-
that like, you fingered girls and like they come from just like this, and then there are some girls that are like, I mean, you need so much. So everyone,
Yeah.
you're probably someone who just needs a lot of pressure down there. Do you jerk off dry?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, so you need more. You like friction.
I like
More than
friction.
most
You don't
people.
even like
I gotta
head
write-
at all,
I gotta
right?
write
You
that
don't even
down.
come from head.
I like head. I just don't.
It's because it's not rough enough
I'm
for
not
you.
gonna come from it.
Because not
They're
like-
not chewing on it. They're not biting my dick. Imagine if someone.
I don't come from head either because it's not enough pressure. Like I need like and there needs to be something in. Like I need a whole thing. Like if I don't have a vibrator, I cannot come. It sucks.
I'm the same
Like
way.
if
Were
I'm
you
on the
always that
road
way,
and it's
though,
not
or
charged, I'm
did
like
you,
I can't do anything.
Did you you need to take like a tolerance break from your vibrator?
No,
or
I mean
right away?
I took a really big break this summer from porn because I was just like, it's affecting my sex life with my partner. Like I was preferring it to having actual sex and all those things. It's like, and it wasn't even because I'm like, oh, this is better. It's just like easier than having sex.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
So
why not?
Sex is the whole production.
Yeah, and I get to like whatever. So I took a break from it, but now being back, I still need. I can't. I've never been able to do it with my hand. Like I think I started masturbating with a vibrator, so I don't understand what you would do, and there's not enough pressure. Like if you come from that, like nothing else is gonna recreate that.
I think we're getting to a place. I feel like vibrators. And the guys are starting to get some love in that department.
You
I feel like.
should be,
But I feel
There's
like
nothing. We've made this argument before, and it's not okay that's not fair that girls can have these toys and guys are perverts if they have some.
because they are. That's stigma
Guess
still
what,
there.
guys? You're a pervert.
You're a pervert,
You're a
yeah.
pervert.
no, you're not.
No, you're
Get
a pervert.
the fuck out of
Hey,
here.
it's
But
okay to be a pervert.
It would be
You're a
disingenuous to say
No, you're not.
You're
I love a pocket pussy. If a guy has a pocket pussy, I think it's funny. I think
Okay.
it's cool.
Once
I love
again,
Funny
it.
is step one, though.
Funny, but fun.
Yeah. No, you want to
No,
fucking
but
toy
not
be funny?
funny as-
That's a different thing.
No, I've bought them for guys I've been dating.
Once again,
I think it's hot.
don't listen to her.
Because
but
well,
no,
these
you
bitches are
can't-
insecure then that if
Yeah.
they're judging men for that.
Facts.
Yeah.
But they are. So that's my point.
Yeah, so
It's like,
I
you wanna be-
most
you wanna
people
be the
are
trailblazer, fine,
insecure
but,
and
like,
judgmental.
But
but
right now,
it's-
if you like whip out your fucking rubber ass or your fucking there's that one that spins this way on the.
that's
ass.
gotta feel amazing though. Wouldn't you want to try
I'm tempted
it?
on that one, bro.
God.
Although I don't think I could come from something.
I have
I think
one.
you're probably gonna.
I have one that just.
I think they've kind of mastered it. I think it sounds amazing.
No, but that sounds like one of those things where I'd be like,
Yeah. It might.
The guy sex toys, because I've tried them, I've used them. They're not great. They're like if the fleshlight.
I think you
Oh,
went into
yeah.
you made up your mind though.
Dude, but I had one. They gave them away here. The Out and About like, gay podcast here. They got sex toy company sent them a bunch of basically jerk off machines.
I was out that day. I was so
Damn
fucking-
it.
They're called a blowjob machine. I don't know why, but it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like it's like a thing you strap on your dick, and it just goes up and down. And I picked it. I was here at work, and they were like, "Do you want one?" I was like, "Sure." Put
You
it
were
in my-
there for it. You weren't even supposed to be in that day. You're like, oh yeah, sure, I'll take one.
Well, no, I went. I had a
Lined up
meeting with my
early, spent the
accountant,
night.
so I went to my accountant, and I just had it in my. And I was like, the whole time I didn't listen
Oh
to a word
my
she
God.
said. I was just like, if this bag tips over, it was like my first time. It was like I was like becoming a client, and I was like, if this fucking bag falls over right
That's
now,
so
I'm
funny.
so screwed. But I went home, ripped it out of the box,
Yeah.
and then I got in bed, got all comfy, and then you put it on, and it's a hands-free thing.
Yes.
So I'm like, I'm not even an active participant in my own masturbation now.
Don't you have to hold it in place?
No, it just fucking goes, dude.
No
Really?
way.
Yeah.
do that.
Well, I mean, like maybe it would help where like it was, kind of like
around
dicks go where they kind of fall back. And
But you have to hold the porn.
What's up?
Are you watching?
Oh yeah. But
So you
then
got
it's like
one
I'm just
hand.
watching perverted shit while a machine tugs at my dick. It's
But
like,
aren't you supposed
Bro,
to be
that sounds
imagining something
awesome.
It's not-
having like because
I don't like when I'm masturbating. This is gonna whatever. I like to fuck myself. It seems.
no, I get it because you like to have control.
Yeah, it was
And you know
like.
exactly what you like, so you're waiting for this thing to figure out exactly
Yeah,
what
I
you
got to the
like.
part like, what are you doing down there?
Yeah.
Figure it
you
out.
know, that machine. That thing's not choking.
No,
That
it's
thing's not making.
it's
cool
not grabbing
noises.
your balls.
I'm
It's not
hearing,
grabbing your ass
you're
or whatever.
You're
If
not
they made,
hearing,
how did
like,
make sound effects?
That
Okay.
that would be
No, I can't
better.
do sound effects.
Yeah.
I can't.
Well, it'd be better than a machine going like.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not-
the sounds they make are so funny. Sometimes these things, because I have ones that are like because I like to set it and forget it. Like because as a girl, if you're masturbating, you have to like do this to yourself, and you're just like it's tiring. You
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
get it? You fingered like it gets
Oh,
after
yeah.
a while. It's I really have
forearms are like,
empathy for you after doing it because I'm like it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And so I get ones that like move on their own, and then I'll put it up, and then I'll just plug it with my heel, and so that I can be. So it's just, or with my underwear, I'll like wrap it around so that it's snug in there. But then the noises it makes, it really does go like, and then the frequency changes and it starts to like sound like a. I swear to God, this sounds like a bit, and I have done this on stage, but it's so true. It's been like, read more, read more, read more. People say like, call dad. Like it almost tells you what you need to hear, but it starts to like the sounds it makes really takes you out of it. That's why I always do AirPods now. But there's something about like listening to porn on my phone. I would never do that. It has to, even when I'm alone and there's like I would be in no one's around. I still have to have it like in my ears just for me. And they need to mic the men. That is the number one thing that makes me come is if the man is talking. If the man is silent, it could be the hottest thing I've ever seen in my life. No interest in it.
What about
no interest?
A like amorphous dick just floating in a black background? Have you ever seen that?
No. What?
Who was that? That was Tushy, right?
No. Oh yeah.
Right.
What?
Yeah. I think it was. There is one like porn house, whatever you want to call it, you know, that. I think
porn house, like it's a fucking Italian
Tushy.
fashion.
I know it's Tushy.com or whatever.
I think designer houses.
I think it has something to do with Tushy. Which I think it's for the guys who are just like still so insecure with their sexuality, where the guys wear like scuba suits that are black.
Oh yeah.
And they cut a hole in their dick, and so it's literally just like a floating dick.
Yeah,
where it's like, I don't want to see a back or a butt or arms.
Oh, because they want to get
give me
fucked
the
by the
cock
dick.
And balls.
Right, but they don't want to associate with a man because then it's gay. But if it's got it. Oh,
like,
that's interesting.
I still want to see a girl get fucked by a cock. I just don't want it to be attached to a man. I just need it to be a floating dick.
No, I'm into that like latex
it was so
stuff.
Bad that like it wasn't like you could still see the guy.
Yeah.
You know, if it's like totally
like
blends in
stuff.
somehow.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yes,
but it was just like
there's also just
shit.
like Under Armour cold gear that he got a hole in.
It's like it was like kind of ripped. It wasn't, it was like torn apart. It was ridiculous.
What was I just gonna say about fuck, I forget. But
you just said
the amorphous the dick. I mean, this has to be talked about all the time. Porn ads. I have no one to talk to about this, by the way, because none of my girlfriends watch porn as much as I do, and porn thinks I'm a man because the ads I'm getting. I go, their algorithm sucks because they have not established who I am at all.
That's actually a problem.
They think I'm into hot older women in my area, which I am one. They think I just want friends.
No, they know exactly.
They know what I mean. It's girlfriends. Lonely MILFs in my area. It's so funny. They're like, just go get a coffee with them.
Instead of like, do you want to get fucked? It's like, do you want to have good combo? Single ladies.
I'm being targeted perfectly. No, those like I don't understand the ones that are like you're gonna come in 10 seconds. Like when I watch porn, do you guys like want it to be fast?
No.
It depends. It can. There's. I mean, like I rarely make love to myself. It's usually.
I just want it to be a little bit longer than like you're gonna come in 1 second. Like it's too short. Like I want to make a little. Maybe people are just in a rush more.
It's basically like 3 scrolls.
And do you?
Like, all right, I'll go start it, quarter of the way through, finish.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like
I jump around too.
I had a buddy.
I'm
once.
so glad to talk about this because it is interesting. Like, how do you consume it? Because I'm like, I'd never have needed a storyline.
No.
I just want to get to the scene
I don't need a
that's on the
storyline,
thing.
but I do appreciate like a pregame, if you will.
Where the girls like
questions and all that
interview.
shit. Like,
I appreciate that too.
I could probably like I don't even
just
get
to the
pregame.
Yeah.
I had a buddy who would.
Where
do
the girls
it.
being coerced.
But then at the end, they always put the video where they're like, I'm of sound mind.
Where they're holding today's newspaper to prove they're still alive. Yeah.
I had a buddy who would do it for 2 hours a day. My roommate. He'd do it for 2 hours a day, every day he got home from work, and he would come home, be like, "What's up, man?" Wouldn't even break stride. Walk by the living room, go to his bedroom.
That's just an addiction.
And he'd come out. He would take breaks though. Like he'd come out into the he'd come get a beer like full bat.
What? Oh, so he wouldn't have come yet.
No.
So he wasn't like doing multiple sessions.
No.
It was just he was gooning.
He was gooning. He would
Gooning,
he
edging.
only watched amateur MILF POV blowjob porn. And
Amateur MILF POV.
Jesus.
I love that that's what you eventually end up somewhere.
Yeah.
It like takes you there. Like I'm at gangbangs and I've been there for years.
Yeah.
And it's not going, I'm not going anywhere. The daddy thing was like kind of like, maybe I'm into this thing, but like you do end up somewhere. But I goon. Like I relate. I like it to like last a really long time because for me it's like a special time. Like I'm away from home. Like I'm on vacation. Like and I enjoy it like reading a book or like. I like it to last a long time, and I hate when it's over too soon. I'm always just like, no, because now I have to like find something else to do. Consumption.
Yeah, so sometimes I'll get madder at myself for coming too fast than I will when I'm with someone. Like,
yes.
Dude, we have everything planned for the next fucking
That's so true.
Yo,
come on, dude, we just did the sheets yesterday. This is fucking
so
comfy in bed right now.
Shame for coming too fast for yourself is a moment you remember. like the feeling of like, because if I come too fast with a girl, I'm like, that should be the norm. Like, have you felt a pussy before? You know what I mean? Like, it's a miracle any of us last
I'm always
ever long.
flattered.
But then when I'm doing it to myself, and I'm like, I just fucked that up. I just got too greedy, and I went I flew too close to the sun.
Yeah.
Things made it come, and I fucked it up. And I'm mad
You
at
ate
myself.
all the bread before the meal got there.
Yes.
And now you're full.
That is it.
And
That
it's
is
like
the good analogy.
you just
Yes.
wasted it on that dumb little thing
Yeah.
that you watched, the interview setup. You didn't even get to
Yeah,
the main
I
thing.
didn't even
That's
see
how
a
I feel.
hole. I didn't even
Here's
see a hole.
Okay, here's a trick to not come when you're watching porn that I just came up with, and it actually works. You just force yourself to smile. It's such a weird thing, but because your brain, like, smiling and laughing is the opposite
Brother,
of being horny.
I hope nobody ever walks in on the Nikki Glaser
I
special.
swear.
I'm sitting there like,
Force yourself to make a
Cheesing.
smile on your face, and your brain reads it as like, we're not turned on anymore. It like just staves it off. It like pumps the brakes a little bit because I don't know what happened. I was smiling. I like laughed about something because I thought of something, and I instantly was like, oh my God, I was about to come and now I'm not. And I was like, oh, that's the like release mechanism. So just I hacked this.
expressing the emotion of
Just-
happiness and like
Because
I
it's the
enjoy
opposite.
this. Is
you
your
can't
body going,
laugh and come at the same time. It's like it's like working out and you're like listening to a funny podcast and you're like, oh, I can't like lift weights. Like it makes you lose blood supply.
When I was younger, I did it more than I do now. But I like when I started having sex, and I still do it a lot, but it's not as often. Where like I have like a lot of fun during sex, where I'm like I am laughing and making jokes and having a good time.
Making jokes. John's got a tight 5. And works on it.
She's giving him
Literally
the light.
and figuratively.
But like I would have sex for a long time when I was young. Like the opposite of like, oh, he comes 5 minutes or whatever it is. Like I'd have sex for like a half hour when I was young, but I'd be like, I was running the set up there.
Yeah.
Now it's more sex, but there's still fun mixed in. But it was that laughing might have helped me avoid the.
I think you're right because it just takes you out of it for a little bit. It doesn't completely kill it, but it
You
just
gotta,
like
reset.
staves it off a little bit. And it was just it's a thing I do now, and it really does work. It like you know how people tell you just if you're sad, just like smile and your brain will think you're happy. Like it just makes your brain think like we're not having sex right now. It just like kind of stops it. It's just a tip.
I feel bad for the,
again, don't listen to this woman because now you're gonna have a bunch of creeps. You're gonna have
They're
no,
alone
not
smiling
creeps.
at themselves?
Well, I guess
Who's it
are
harming?
you talking about specifically masturbating or just any?
Well, I guess, like,
if you're fucking a
doggy
girl
style,
and you're
too.
just like
Doggy
cheesing,
though.
yeah. If she's looking at you,
Just
and
like
you
it
just
takes
have
a
a
second,
weird
just a moment
jigsaw
of like.
face on. I'm trying not to come. She's running through the fucking hills.
Dude, I'm not worried about her. I'm worried about the guy who fucking monitors my camera for the NSA.
Oh my God.
Laptop
I
popped
saw-
up in my chest, burning a hole.
I saw. I think it's the Sean Kelly show. I just stumbled upon him on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah, I just did it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago I was in Vegas.
He does like alien shit.
Yeah, like he's always talking to.
Because he put out a
Rogan.
trailer. I think it's a guy who is going to talk about the UFO files, and it was like, you guys don't even know like how the technology we have. Like there, you have never had a private conversation in your life. They are looking at everything. They are. I mean, it was like, and who knows? I don't know.
But that's why
But it
I
was-
talk like this.
Yeah, it's like, who
people go,
fucking
why?
cares, right?
Why do you share all this stuff? It's like because I'm getting ahead of it.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Things are
I
gonna
got
come
no
out about me,
skeletons in my
and no
closet,
one's
man.
gonna care.
Yeah.
You know, like it's all there.
Right.
And so I'm not really like scared. But they always say like, yeah, even if you're an open book, you still don't want the NSA like looking at. I understand that.
Sure.
Don't slide into my DMs and explain it. Like I understand why we should have privacy.
Right,
but
right. But also, it's something like I got the vibe that guy is almost laughing like, you guys, like, you haven't had privacy like ever.
Oh yeah, like you think putting a Post-it over your little camera.
It's like, guess what? Like the fucking satellite can, zip through your roof and see, whatever it is. Like, shit, the way he was talking, he was like, a regular person in public cannot wrap their mind around the technology. It is like fucking, movies and outer space and shit that, like, you can't even understand it. So even the people fighting for privacy, it's like, you never had privacy,
right?
I think he said something like in the 1950s. I might be mixing stories here, but it said something like in the 1950s they could like zoom in and read like a tag on your foot from fucking outer space. So 75 years later,
yeah, we're fucked.
Or it's all just bullshit,
Yeah.
But I tend to believe that shit more than not believe it. But.
Oh God.
So they're watching you jerk off, and they have been.
Oh, I've been well aware.
I hope they are.
I hope.
I don't.
With the heel, the heel.
Yeah, the heel is a good one. It's a good.
There's some guy at the NSA going. Guys, get over here.
I do it under the covers though.
thing.
I'm never like just out. Like I do cover it up just in case someone comes in or something.
Really?
Or maybe because of the aliens.
I'm out,
watching.
and I don't have blinds, so.
Oh my God.
Putting on a show for the
Is
world.
there a little bit of like, if they saw it, who cares?
It
doesn't titillate you.
Pure laziness. Like
Okay,
I'm not
You
not
just don't
getting
care.
off on it.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm also not getting blinds, bro. If you want to buy blinds for me,
I feel the same way. I'm not an exhibitionist, but I'm like, I'm just too lazy and I don't care if someone happens to see. I don't want them to, but I would be really embarrassed if someone was like, "Ooh, that girl like thinks we want to see her." Like,
yeah.
That's you're embarrassing if you're an exhibitionist.
I almost want to put up
That's
a sign,
sad.
like how they had like
You got to be
home troops.
good and hot. in
Like,
here.
Yes.
Just like, hey man, look, I don't care about this either. So
Don't get it twisted. I'm indifferent as well.
if you want to have the blind store come and you can be here during the hours they can come, that's fine. I've tried. Our schedules don't line up.
But would you be embarrassed if you got to a point where someone like took pictures and like posted you like naked walking around? Would that like humiliate you so much or not really?
I'm pretty comfortable naked.
That's good.
Yeah, we've gone through that. We've gone through those threats before. You can only be threatened with that so many times before you go, okay, just do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, you've been threatened with someone saying you've been naked? What do you mean?
Like ex-girlfriends and stuff.
Oh
eventually
God!
it's just
What's
like,
this
just
wrong
fucking
with
do it.
people?
That was like years ago. Like I was like in my like late 20s.
That would scare the fuck out of you back then.
It kind of did because it was whole like Barstool was new and all this stuff. And then eventually I was like, look, just do it. I don't know because particularly nowadays I'd almost welcome
Do
it.
they want money or they like be my
No,
boyfriend?
just want to embarrass me. Like
Fuck that,
Like not even.
dude.
I guess.
No,
I guess
it's
like
no, they want you to fucking say, I forgive you or whatever. And they want to
Yeah.
be with you. And that's
I mean, that is such a crazy thing to threaten to do. That
but like
sucks.
at that time too, when it happened, it was more like I would have been the person in trouble, so to speak. Where like people would have been like, "What are you doing sending naked pictures?" Like it was that kind of time.
Yes, it's different.
Now,
time.
like if it happened now, like I'm a fucking martyr.
Victim,
I'm like everyone's like, "Oh, like this poor guy, he's been sex crimed and all this stuff." And now, if you want to do it,
No,
fucking
I
go.
always say it's like it'd be the best thing to happen to me if my pictures got hacked. I will never say like please do it because I don't want it to happen because I would feel like it was an invasion of privacy and it would be embarrassing and like I wouldn't like it. But would my career benefit from it? Without question. Without question because I'm a victim. So no one is going to be like, oh, she thinks she's hot. She's like, cool. They would cut to something like this interview and be like, she probably planned it, which I 100% did it because I don't want it to happen. But when it does, you like bad press is good press when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
For sure. Are you talking about your
So
tour,
I'll
or-
airdrop you guys some things. After that. Post it, clip it, please.
I'll drop a contract.
It is funny how much, like, even when like Barstool started, I wouldn't like. I obviously did, but like I wouldn't like admit that I'd sent nudes before.
Yeah,
like,
it's just.
it was.
And now you
everyone
make
had
a
done
living
it,
off of
and like
admitting it.
it was like it's like everyone had done it and everyone knew we'd done it, and we'd probably like make jokes about other people doing it. Or I don't even say like, oh, my buddy did this, and like it happened, it was me who did it, kind of deal.
Yeah.
And now, like, and not just now, it's been years, but
is it like jerking off? Because I've heard guys are really ashamed of jerking off in high school, and then in college you're like, I just jerked off, and then it suddenly becomes like okay to talk about. Like there's
dude,
shame.
we like started joking about it in middle school.
Really? Okay.
Like I learned about jerking off when I was in 6th grade
because the 8th graders on the bus were like they were
talking about doing
about it, and I was like, "What is that?"
Oh,
And they're like, "Go home
assumed
and
it
do
was a
this."
shameful thing for men.
And I
point.
did it really wrong. And
What?
I had both my legs up.
Oh, there's something like adorable. It's cute, and it's kind of like
you're a dumb pervert.
And
then
why did you think that was part? Like you just saw like a drawing or something?
I
or?
must have. I really have no
Yeah.
idea. And then I did it, and I like shot a blank, obviously. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, you can only fucking come when you go to pee. So I was just waiting. I was like chugging water, waiting to have to go again.
Oh.
went back
What a
in.
confused
Wait,
dumb
you shot a
boy.
blank because you were young?
Yeah, I was in 6th grade, so I was probably, I don't know, whatever age that is.
So you don't produce cum?
No.
You were wanting to jerk off before you even have cum?
That's what the older kids were doing. I was
Wow.
like, yeah.
But it still felt good.
I did not know about like coming. I was probably maybe like 7th grade,
Yeah.
and
It's
so
crazy that no one tells you this.
Yeah.
And then you just have cum coming out of you. And
Well, so
you
I-
have to like
and
deal
I-
with that.
there was something for sure
It's
like
like men's
primal
periods.
and innate
That's
about
like
it.
your version of it.
Yeah, there's something innate about it where I just like I really don't even think I understood like you take your hand, you go up and down, but I just kind of started doing that.
Yeah.
And then it happened, and I was like, oh, okay, like, and then I just beat it senseless.
But the first time,
and
are
then
you
it was
just like,
swollen, and
what
I was like,
is all
I
this?
broke my dick. Yeah.
You were swollen?
Yeah, it was like.
Oh, that's so sad.
That first day, I ripped it.
Oh
And
my
I was like,
God.
I just
Having
figured it
boys
out.
is
It's like
so
it's like
funny.
when you like as a kid, like you broke a toy the first time you played with it.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
it's like,
no.
it's done. That was scary. Are you talking about your tour or shows? What are we doing
FBoy
here?
Island
FBoy Island,
is the big thing that
Yeah.
comes out Monday, October 16th. I
And
just
they
filmed
had
it this summer.
last season this season has Katie Thurston.
This season is
this season-
Katie.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
so
Katie Thurston, who was the Bachelorette,
Yeah.
did not find love on that show, and so she came on our show.
Right.
And
And she's
you'll
doing
see.
like a little stand-up comedy.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah. So
media,
she's
like, social
funny.
media
She
stuff.
gets
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah.
just nice, like, doing a reality show with someone. First of all, the show is already known, so people audition for it knowing what they're getting into. So they, like, know they're going to be openly mocked by me.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
know... The girls know that they're going to be tricked by guys that are lying to them. So it doesn't feel like we're, like,
great.
fucking anyone over because they signed up for
You
it.
get fucked over, yeah.
Yeah, and Katie, and also it's nice because Katie's been through the whole reality show thing. It's just nice to, she's a pro, you know,
pro,
like
yeah.
she is good at being vulnerable on camera, which is like takes a second for other people to do. By the end, everyone's kind of on that level, but she just came in like ready to go, and it was, and people are falling in love and getting their hearts broken, and
Getting choked on
it's
the
so
couch.
compelling.
Getting choked on the couch,
Get
but, like, right
choked
on
on
camera.
couches, and
Are
just
you part of the
deceived. and-
casting process?
No, I no, I'm not, because I kind of don't want to know who's an F-boy and who's a nice guy.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
don't find out. So
Right.
I show up and I don't know who's who.
But I imagine, like, so you're saying how people know what they're getting into and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it's a pretty delicate dance, and this is, I'm sure, all reality casting has to do with like guys who are like, almost like it's their kink, where like they're like, I just want to be made fun of, or like I want to be the
Yes.
fuck boy, like, because you need to get the right fuck boy.
It's
Like,
insane that we find people that want to come on TV and admit that they're a piece of shit and that they're going to lie to these girls and they're just there for the money. Like
The world needs fuckboys too, man.
the first
There's,
season,
like,
I
fuckboys,
remember.
like fuckboy, you know, the term I think
Yeah,
got a little
it's-
bastardized, where it's like I
Yes.
hook up a lot, okay, and then there's like I want to emotionally wreck these bitches.
Yeah, and that was the thing. There was one guy I remember when he revealed as an F-boy and had really tricked this girl, and you know, like I can't be too mad at him because that's the show. Like we asked you to do this, and so I remember him kind of I was kind of just like, dude, what the fuck, you know,
Wow,
like kind of
yeah.
on the girl side, and
But
I remember
that is,
him looking
that is
at me
literally
like
the game though, like
he was like. This I did the show the way this
You
is
did-
the show,
you
and
set
I
this
go,
shit up.
that's true.
Jigsaw over here complaining that
but-
someone chopped off their foot.
Totally. And he had a good point, but I said, it takes a special kind of sociopath to make it this far.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that's
you
the thing.
really
It's
did
like,
it.
most people do have a change of heart and go, I can't lie to this girl that I'm actually having real feelings for. Or I didn't really
So you
understand.
found the one. He was like the
yeah,
one.
we have sociopaths on the show. There's definitely personality disorders, narcissists. Like, there's legit.
And so you're into him now.
Yeah, exactly. Right away. I was like, that's how you determine it. It's like, which guys do the girls want to have sex with off the bat? Those are the F-boys. Like, there's no question. It's always that.
The
It
game,
sucks.
yeah, the game.
And then they reveal themselves
It's
as
like-
an F-boy, and they still get chosen. And then they can take all the money. It's like it's really compelling TV, and it's like it's
So
such a
funny
good
that it
season.
is.
Holy shit!
It-
Like
it-
if people want like to watch something that is like mindless but also funny, and if you're someone who doesn't really like reality dating shows, I promise you can't not like this show.
It's a little bit of like satirizing.
Yes.
You know, so it's like
we make fun of it the whole time.
Right.
Like,
when
we
those
know
shows take
that
themselves
the show
too seriously,
sucks.
it's like
Or in terms of like, you're not here. We know none of these people are really gonna last.
Right.
At least I know that.
Right.
I mean, I think this season
Sometimes
actually there might be something, but I don't think that's weird to admit that. Because most things don't last. Like, most people dating don't last. And we're definitely not expecting these people to get engaged at the end of this fucking 10-week period.
Right.
Like, there's no stakes in that way. We just want people to leave with, like, best case scenario, a boyfriend.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like, that's the stakes.
Right.
And then $100,000, too. And not being humiliated on TV. But shit goes down, man. It's so fun. It's so good. And, I filmed it this summer. And then we also did FGirl Island. So we did the flip side where it's 3 guys who are good guys looking for a relationship. And there's a bunch of girls that are there just, like...
Is that like
fuck all these guys? I can't wait to take their money. I've got 3 guys back at home. I'm
wow,
table service. What do they call them?
That intrigues me.
I feel like that
Oh,
one
it's
would
good.
be easier, and maybe that's why I'm the
To pick
sucker
who's
I
who?
am. Yeah, like I feel
Yeah.
like that one I'd be able to be like, that's the mean girl.
But women are really good at seeming nurturing. And
I was
like,
gonna say, what are you fucking talking
Well,
about?
I said-
we've had circles run around us.
really? Like, what's the classic, like, so you've had girls that you wanted something with and they've, like, fucked you over?
No, not that. Just like, I've run into, I mean, girls.
Just girls
are,
that know how to
you know.
work it.
Yeah.
It's
And have
pretty.
multiple guys on
It's
the
pretty.
line.
No, I've never had like a. I've never had. I don't
It's
think
more like
a,
work meat.
Yeah, like I don't ever had like someone's like cheated on me or been used or anything like that. I don't.
I'm
Not that
so
I'm aware of.
like, I don't understand. I mean, I do understand it. I think I have the same frustration that like incels have when it comes to like where they go, why do girls want chads that are mean to them? I'm a nice guy, even though they're like, planning a mass shooting.
Yeah.
Privately online. But they're like, I'm nice to you, and they get mad. I don't understand. Like, I'm in a great relationship now, but I struggled for so long because I would always like be nice to guys, and I'd always like want to like and women who are mean to you, you can't get enough of. Like, my guy friends, these women are so cruel and monitoring everything and checking their phone and just terrorizing them, and they can't get enough. And I'm just like, there's something wrong. I never
No,
knew
they're
that you
usually
could
getting
scream at a guy and
absolutely
fight with a
fucked.
guy and
That's
say,
why.
fuck you. I'm never fucking, like, I've never talked to a guy that way in my life. Because I just think that they'd go, you're a bitch, I'm leaving. Maybe that's the kind of family I grew up with where it wasn't tolerated, but like girls
Well,
get
yeah,
away
you're
with
not
being
cra-
like,
like-
you're a fucking piece of shit, or I'm gonna leak your nudes. Like that kind of shit, like that's crazy. That girls have success out there acting like that.
Mine isn't like, oh, it's great. The sex is so good.
Oh, okay, yeah. that
Mine
could be
is like,
I think a lot of it is that.
Yeah, that's
a lot
I
is,
forgot
but
about that.
mine like, I don't know, man. I don't do a lot during the day. I get bored, and like
It's spicy.
I don't like it's obviously very self-destructive and all that, but like if we're just sitting on the couch happy, like I kind of just get bored, and like I don't want to do something to piss you off, and I don't enjoy the fights when I'm having them.
Yeah.
I'm not like, yeah, this is great. I'm fucking miserable,
No, I
But
get
it's
what
like
you
a love
mean.
hard.
but it's just
Fight hard,
like
love hard
it's
sort
just
of
like I don't know, it's something to do.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. That's fucking. You're fucked, dude. You're capped. That's the craziest thing you said to me in 15 years.
It-
Fucked.
No, it
I
is
get- I
pretty-
don't-
but
I
it
don't
makes it's
enjoy it.
honest. It makes sense.
I don't enjoy it. I don't seek it
It's
out.
consumption. You're right. Like you need to be stimulated at all time. Like it can't be.
I don't like love. I don't like being loved. I don't like.
Yeah.
Like,
Stop.
John.
This is gonna make me sad.
Like-
No,
like-
it's so fucked up, John.
I
Because
don't like
you're
being
so
like I don't like touch and stuff
lovable.
like that, and like
Really?
I don't.
Well,
like,
God, I want to cuddle the fuck out of you. If I dated you, I'd want to cuddle you all the time.
That's the problem, Nikki. Everyone does.
does. You are so cute and so lovable. Fuck. You gotta let it in, man. You gotta because they're not wrong. You are. You have to let it in.
It's like I don't
You're
like
not-
it's like having a cat where it's like just stop touching me.
Okay, that's annoying. Like they have to have boundaries with it, but you got being cuddled too much. It's like obnoxious and
Yeah.
gross. Like I totally get that.
Kevin
but
always
like,
gets mad because I don't like when my head scratched. I just don't like being like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not like one of those people who are like don't touch me, but I don't like being like caressed.
Yes.
Stuff
like
that.
if a girl would scratch my head for the rest of my life, I'm like,
yeah,
you got
would
me
love
in the palm
it.
of your hands, you know.
So
And
you're
he's like,
denying
"Don't get
yourself a
away."
little bit of pleasure there, but you need to just get severely burned everywhere in your body, and then women.
That's
can touch
probably
you.
where it all comes from.
I mean, it could.
The villain origin story.
She's
I'm
rubbing
telling
me
you.
a lot. She's probably gonna fuck a black guy on the beach now.
Man, fuck, dude. Every time I come here, I learn you're the best, and I want you to be. You seem happier every time I see you.
I'm happier.
But the fact that I like how honest you are. Of I don't like being loved. That's really what it's about. Is you have low self-esteem. Essentially, which we all do, and I hope that doesn't hurt your feelings me saying that. You clearly do.
You say that all the time.
Yeah, but it's so wild because you're awesome and you're so funny and you're cute and you like Taylor Swift. You are a dream boy. You really are. You're a fucking catch. The girls should be you. You should find someone who's top notch and maybe that'll be it. You need to find someone who's such a prize, and once a prize, someone you look at as a prize likes you might believe it.
Maybe Taylor.
Honestly, Taylor. Talk about a prize.
Get Kelce out of here.
And that's why I like Kelce though, because he acknowledges that she's a prize.
Yeah.
And the other guys have always kind of been yeah, I'm dating Taylor Swift. What's the big deal?
To mitigate it.
Yeah, and he's we need to protect her. She's amazing. He talks about her I can't believe I have her. He went after her. I want that.
Clip, the
that's
first clip,
fucking hot,
when everyone
dude.
was is it real? Is it not? That clip, the first clip of him where he was looking up at the box and he was like, wow, there she is. And it was told.
Someone said he was watching replay footage.
Oh, was he?
I think someone said that as a joke.
I was so sad when they said that because I thought that was
pretty...
the sweetest thing.
Yeah,
I was I want to cry just thinking about that guy just because he wasn't. If he was looking at the box, that to me said this guy's the fucking best because he's not embarrassed to look cheesy. That's my girl, which is what you want for your girlfriend.
It wasn't you were not thinking that camera's on me and I was.
He didn't care, and if it was on him, which he knows it is because he's media savvy.
You're thinking that you're gonna.
But he didn't give a fuck.
Clip put out. Yeah,
he didn't give a fuck if they catch me cheesing and being so dopey in love. I don't care because I am it was so hot. I love him.
Until very, very recently, I was not a Kelce fan. I thought he was kind of a squid, I think I would describe him as a dink, a dork. And he's come to grow on me.
Yeah.
But I do think it is going to be an interesting relationship, him and the Swifties, because I think
we're on board though.
Now,
every one of us are on board.
At the
right
moment,
now you are.
And
when they break up,
I don't want to say you as in because I think of myself as a Swiftie. I do think Swifties, much like political parties, have gone a little extreme.
Yes.
So I don't like to associate myself with the extreme Swifties.
Yeah.
I'm a person who loves Taylor Swift for 20 years and her music, and if that's a Swiftie, so be it.
Yeah, you're not a fundamentalist.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I don't think Taylor's ever dated someone who is as in the media as he is. He has a podcast every week. He's a pretty outspoken guy. He's a bit of a fuckboy.
She considered that, and she's ready for it. And she likes that because all the other guys, I know.
She does. I don't know if the Swifties are gonna.
Here's just a theory. All the other times when it's been so private, it's been them and she's maybe gone along with it. I think that maybe was what she's obviously a very private person, but she's not actually. She is that's why we love her so much. She tells us everything we need to know in lyrics and then hides little she's more honest with her life and her personal life than any celebrity is. It's all cryptic though, and we got to read into it, but it is all verifiable and it's all there. So that's what I love about her. And I think other guys have wanted to just kind of keep her to themselves and let's not talk about her because I want to keep you because if we're out with it, I won't be able to control this. Yeah. And I think that for the first time she's yeah, you should be bragging about me.
Right.
And I am going to date a guy that did an reality show. It's kind of goofy and weird, and he has a podcast. I'm not going to be in hiding anymore because she's probably fucking sick of being in hiding. I really feel bad for her. Yeah. She can't go to Chipotle.
Yeah.
She can't walk into 7-Eleven. She can't walk into a Starbucks and pick up a mobile order. I am so... she can't go anywhere. And when you see pictures of her walking somewhere, you go, oh, okay, well, and she's never complained, by the way. This is only me complaining. She's amazing and is this is what I asked for. She's never been a celebrity that's this is really hard. I mean, she says it's hard, but she's this is what I wanted. I'm getting what I wanted, which I respect her for. But she deserves a lot of, I would say, sympathy because when you see those pictures of her walking in and out of recording studios, everyone that's taking a picture is going, they're screaming at her. Yeah. Fucking
Wait,
shut the fuck up. Be quiet.
When she went to Jersey?
Let our queen walk in silence. Stop yelling at her.
She went to Jack Antonoff's
wedding.
Yeah, but I think
they're harassing her.
The Long Beach Island descended upon her and screamed.
I would never.
What is wrong with
Just
you?
calm down. Be nice to her and like let her like be. Yes, if I hear Taylor Swift is down the street and gonna walk by, I might go mosey over there. I am not going to go Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor. Like it's and
The
yes.
screaming and the crying and all that. That's just weird.
When
to me.
I went to Eras and I was front row and I go, we love you. We love you. Like I recorded, like because I
Have
was
you ever met
recording
her?
and then I went back and listened and I was like, what the fuck came out of your mouth? We love you. You're the best. Like I think I was just like saying things I want people to say to me.
Have you ever met her at all?
Yeah, I met her at at the Red Tour and I wasn't a Swiftie yet. And so I was just like seeing this all for the first time and yeah, it was awesome. It was and she's so nice.
Yeah,
and she was so normal.
It was just like a standard meet and greet. Like I didn't have anything.
But I've modeled myself of like that's I don't think I've modeled it, but I feel like the way she was with me when I met her is the way I am with fans, which is like she didn't think she was hot shit, even though she fucking was.
Yeah.
She was just like, "Hi, thanks for being here." I'm like, "Cool."
Well, that's
and like,
how you become her. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
she's genuinely
that
way. I think she's like you guys know me. I'm like a genuinely kind of nice person, and I think she's not. I think she's that way too. I don't think she's putting it on. Like I really like that about her is that she, like you and me. And you has low self-esteem and doesn't think she's hot shit even though she is. She still has doubts.
Doesn't that get like I'm like, yo, if Taylor Swift is not
Taylor
feeling
Swift
herself,
is
then
depressed?
how the fuck am I gonna,
It makes me feel better. It makes me feel like then maybe I'm kind of crazy too because Taylor's crazy if she thinks that she's not
Like,
the
she just
most
made
talented
a
person that's
billion-
ever.
She said, "I'm just gonna go out and I'm gonna make $1 billion," and she did, like in a year. And it's like, and she
nuts.
goes home like, "This sucks."
And it is not her fault that she's overexposed at this moment. Like I think there's a backlash coming of like too much because it is too. Even as a Swiftie,
well, that's
I'm like,
also
let's
gonna
back
happen
off.
with the football fans and shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like.
But it's she. Thank fucking God for her. Yeah, you went to Eras, right?
I went to Arizona. Yeah,
How many did you see?
I just saw one. I just saw
And it was great, right? Yeah.
It was. I walked into it. I walked into it nervous because again, like I actually like I've been a Swiftie since day one, like since Taylor Swift, the debut album, and I
Really?
Oh yeah, like I love like.
Wait, how old are you again?
I'm 35. So
Wow,
I
that's
was.
how did you even know about Taylor? Like the debut?
I went to a boarding school where like country music was
Okay, yeah.
in Rhode Island and like people liked country music there, and I started
Oh
learning
my
about it, and she kind of came
God.
out right around then with
Yeah.
like Teardrops on My Guitar.
Yeah.
Our song was me and my first girlfriend song.
Cute.
And so I've been a Taylor Swift fan since day one. And even nowadays, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to say a Swiftie. And I almost feel like it's like stolen valor. Because I'm like, I don't know. I can't do the fucking Google puzzles. I don't know.
No, you're
a
Swiftie.
I just.
all it takes-
I think he's Swiftie. I think those people shouldn't be called Swiftie. They should be called something
Everyone's
the
a
weird shit
Swiftie.
weirds me out.
There's no ownership of it. Of like people
Yeah,
are like,
I
I don't
don't
want to go
gatekeep
to the
that
show
shit,
because
but-
I don't know all the words, and I'm like, no one gives a fuck.
I mean,
you can
I
like
know her
Love
hits.
Story and be able to like hum along to it, and you belong at
Yeah,
Eras.
yeah.
I know
it
her
doesn't
hits,
matter.
and I went and I was just kind of going for the experience, and I was like blown away.
What
And
were you blown away by?
I'm
always interested to hear like
the
Stamina?
sheer yes, like the sheer, like it was like 4 hours or 3.5 hours or whatever.
crazy. Yeah.
And it was like everything was high energy, and I was impressed with it. It was the loudest I've ever heard anything. The crowd.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it might be like an octave thing, like it's like a billion like 13-year-old girls like screaming. But
Yes.
I've heard loud sports crowds. I've been to concerts.
Mm.
And when she came on stage and it just went, I jumped.
like
I went like,
getting
whoa,
chills
whoa!
even
I was like,
thinking
what
about
happened?
When she comes out on stage, that's the best part of the whole show.
Yeah.
That like when it
I was
lifts up. It's
furious.
been a long time
I
coming.
was floored finding out that Maroon was not like a part of her act. I think that's like one of the greatest
It's
songs
the
I've
best song ever.
ever heard. And,
I
and
know.
and then I think it was The Night After Us was
Did a
was
secret
Maroon.
song? It
And-
sucks.
but
You always
I
miss
could
my
not
night.
believe that was. I think that's one of the best
That's-
songs ever made by
But
anybody.
that's Taylor Swift, dude. She's
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
so,
So
many,
many.
songs that you go,
Yeah.
that's the best song
Yeah.
I've ever heard.
Yeah.
So,
but
yeah.
I don't do that. Like I like
Yeah.
some songs, but that one hit, and I was
I
like,
love that
I was
one
like,
hit
oh,
for you.
I was thinking, I think that's got to be like her encore. I mean, this is an amazing song, and then
Yeah.
it didn't come at all. I
Maroon
was
is
like,
one of the best
fuck.
songs. You're with
Yeah.
most Swifties on that.
Yeah,
like it's up
amazing.
there.
Yeah.
When we were going in, I was nervous. Like I was nervous for days. I had anxiety and like noticed myself in a mood for days. Because I was like, I don't love going to things that I really like that does have an extremist group that loves it. So I'm like, is it gonna turn me off
Yeah.
seeing that?
The
Like-
fans,
Like,
like-
I've like joked before, like I don't like
being with people who like the things I like. So I'm like, okay, I like it, but not
I
like
completely agree.
You're kind of turning me off, and I was worried that I was gonna go in there and be like, this is fucking nuts.
Yeah.
And I felt the exact opposite. Where
Yay!
It was like
It makes you feel close to everyone.
Yeah.
I go to like if you can't afford to go to. I went to 9 Eras tours this year, but I also go to like Swiftie sing-alongs. Like if it's what's happening in town, like after my shows in a city, like I'll check because there's like they're every weekend in places. They are equal to the fun of an Eras tour because also you're not like having to watch her the whole time. You can like talk to your friends and sing with them. Like I just think it's fun to be around people that all know the words to like these songs and all love this stuff so much. It's great.
The best thing about Taylor Swift, this is gonna sound stupid, but it's true. It's her music, and like it's all the other shit. It's the internet. It's boyfriends. It's drama. It's paparazzi.
I like all that
shit.
stuff too, though.
Yeah, well, that I think that's what makes.
I
her
got this jacket because I saw her wearing it the other day, and I follow an account called Taylor Swift Styled, and it tells you where to buy her things.
I think that's what makes her into the icon.
No,
like,
but you're
so
right.
That goes to the next level. But it's like the first thing has got to be.
It's the music. She's just a great. She's a great musician and songwriter. That's it. And she's really pretty and nice, and she's prolific.
Yeah.
Being a Swiftie is the best because, like, let's say there's no other band that puts out as much.
I mean, she put out
Maybe
2
Wilco.
albums during a quarantine.
Yeah. Wilco and her are the most, like, they're my 2 favorite artists, and they put out more stuff than anyone. It's like the greatest fan base to be in because you constantly get new stuff.
And you know what I want her to do? I want her next move to be?
Huh.
I want her to get in her fucking plane and just fly in circles.
The fact that they came after her for that.
Just fly around
Give me a
with
fucking
no
break.
destination.
Is she supposed to go on a Southwest flight?
Just on a plane. On a plane
Can you
forever.
imagine the pandemonium if she took an American Airlines flight to Tulsa?
That is, I just think in general,
They would
like
shut
if you want
down-
to fly your private plane and you have money, go do it. But that is such a good point. It's like
She can't
bitch,
travel.
I can't.
Commercially,
I
she
fucking
could not.
can't.
It would be
Dangerous. It would be.
pandemonium.
It
Yes,
would be dangerous for me. It'd be dangerous for you. It'd be dangerous.
it would be obnoxious.
I
the
get
whole
inside
flight.
suitcases and popcorn carts to
I
just
know,
move
that
it
was-
around the public.
it's
You think I can get on a
nuts.
fucking plane?
I know that for her to stay silent during all of that and to just not respond to it, I thought was a great move because that is the thing. It's like, what is she supposed to fucking do?
I want her to like fly on a plane while she's squirting aerosol cans with a fucking air conditioner
Remember that
running.
Kid Rock
and,
No,
music
I
video where
mean-
he's like drinking a beer on a middle finger.
yeah.
That's Taylor on the private plane.
Exactly that. All right, well,
We
it's
covered
always
it all.
a pleasure. Thank you, Nikki. You're
Always
the
a
best.
pleasure.
You're the best. Thank
Love
you
you
very
guys.
much. Check out FBoy Island.
Yes.
And you going on tour? Or-
Yeah, I'm on tour all the time. Please come see me. So many cities. NikkiGlaser.com.
All right, big thanks for watching. If you made it through this whole episode, that means you should be subscribed. There's so many of you out there who watch and don't subscribe, so make sure you are a KFC Radio subscriber. Make sure you get all the content when it drops. Click that button now.
I have 9 fingers. I'm still subscribed. It's that easy.